is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
Boxingvoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man. Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, your kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
Boxingvoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
Boxingvoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Boxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Alex Doomsday Lioness, Enrique Casual Fan Church, and Mario Munguia from Corpus Christi, Texas. We're going to be talking some boxing, a lot of boxing to talk about. Shakur Stevenson in the news, and we're going to talk a unification, possible unification with he and Gary Russell Jr., since it's looking like Josh Warrington has other plans or looking in another direction. He gave us some interesting quotes, plus we got a few interesting guests this morning. Looks like we'll have IBF champion in 130-pound division, Jamal Herring, at 9:30. Then at 10 o'clock, we'll have up-and-coming contender in the 130-pound division, Lamont Roach Jr. And then we'll have up-and-coming contender in the women's 130-pound division, Alicia Baumgartner. And if you stick around with us till tonight, we're going to have Robert Garcia at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have Abner Mars at 8 p.m. Eastern. Man, what a jam-packed day for all you guys with this lazy Friday due to the COVID-19. But let me head on out to my co-host, get this thing started. Remember the number to call in, absolutely free from anywhere in the world, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And don't forget all my Patreons on the Daily Show level. You can call into Nestor Gibbs on Skype, be part of the conversation. Let's go.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up, you son of a bitch.
Boxingvoice.com.
Good morning. I hope you guys got your cup of tea, cup of coffee ready. You're out the door if you're going to go get some groceries. And if you're going to work, you work in the medical field, our hearts go out to you guys. You are the front line in this war against Corona. But we're going to keep it boxing, and we're going to keep it across the board. We got a lot going on today, right, Ness? So without further ado, my man Enrique.
What's up, man? Yeah, I just want to say I saw a fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my jab. Like boxing voice.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm gonna have to look for him.
I saw the fight too.
I think you're accurate.
Hi, you're listening to Enrique Church, and you're also tuned into the Voice of the People. Good morning. What up, though? I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. I am one of those lazy Friday Corona dudes on lockdown in the tri-state area of the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut part of the United States of America. But I'm here tuned in, and you should be doing the same and enjoy this new episode. What up, though?
What up, though? Well, I mean, we're here to talk Shakur Stevenson. He's talking and he's saying Gary Russell ain't no punk. I don't think he's ducking me. And the only reason we even talking Shakur Stevenson is because not COVID-19, but Matchroom Boxing and Josh Warrington have decided they really don't want the Shakur Stevenson fight right now. They're talking possibility of other fights. So, I mean, the matchup to be made is Gary Russell. He's the longest reigning champion at 126 pounds. And you have, obviously, Shakur Stevens, WBO champion at 126 pounds. That is the unification to make. If Shakur was to beat Gary Russell, he would get more clout than Josh Warrington. Now, I wouldn't know if he would receive more popularity, because Warrington is international. I don't know how many people in America know him, but he's known in the UK. And I'm assuming some hardcore fans know him here in the US. But I would say he would get the higher nod for beating the more recognized champion and a guy that is considered avoided at 126 in Gary Russell.
Gary Russell, I was thinking not too much popularity in the world, but definitely popularity in the boxing community if Shakur Stevenson was to win. But now, are we thinking Shakur Stevenson is that good that he can actually put it on Gary Russell? Because we know Gary Russell, there's not one thing he cannot do. Gary Russell is the man.
Nah, he's a long-ranging champ, long-reigning champ, and he Stevenson, gives him his due respect. Came up under him. He's boxed plenty of times with his brother out there. Been to the gym. They've gone back and forth. Kidding around about facing each other. I mean, look, this Corona thing pushed a lot of things back. The Mariaga fight got pushed back. That would have been his first title defense, and maybe the Josh Warrington thing right next up would have happened. But with all this going on, we don't know.
Wait, real quick, Ness. They kind of neighbors, right? Gary Russell and Shakur Stevenson. They're not too far a drive away. So yeah, what is that relationship for? I don't know.
Well, they never sparred, but he sparred a few of his brothers. Shakur did.
Shakur sparred a few of Gary's brothers.
Yeah. Let me get to the quote though, just to spicing things up. And I quote: "Gary ain't no punk," Stevenson said. He ain't one of them fighters that'll duck people. Gary know me a lot. We didn't come up together, but I came up under him. But I've been in his gym. I've sparred his brothers all the time. Me and him have been in the same gym. Right after my world title fight, me and him was going back and forth, playing around with each other, talking about me and him fighting each other. I think he's got a lot of respect for me, and I've got a lot of respect for him. But if that's the fight the fans want, I think we'll do it. I'll fight anybody. I'll say that.
Good ass fight. I applaud that fight if it would have happened.
I mean, it'll be a home fight. I rather would want to see him go across the pond, man. Get that stock up out there in England. I think it's a very dangerous fight for Shakur Stevenson. Even though he's gun ho to fight anybody, I think that that would be a fight maybe a little too soon for him, in my opinion.
Yeah. See, I was gonna ask Ness that. You don't think that might be a little too soon for him?
I mean, he's got James Prince, he's got Andre Ward, and he got Terrence Crawford, Timothy Bradley. Now, Crawford and Bradley are not legally on his team, like on paper, but he gets advice from them. Andre and Prince are, and look, Andre didn't really want to rush him into the world title shot, right? And Shakur's the one that wanted it and thought he could do it, and he proved that to his team by doing it in the fashion that he did. So has Andre Ward's opinion of Shakur changed? And by opinion, I don't mean does he think he's good or not. I mean, does he think he's ready for the top of the division right now? And that's yet to be known, but I'll say this. I mean, there's nothing wrong in losing in a unification fight. And at 12 fights, 13 fights, he was trying to be unified in under 14 fights. If he still want to do that, be the first person to unify in under 14 or 13 fights, well, then Gary Russell's the only person who's going to be willing to lock that down on paper. Plus, he's not tied to anyone, so he could really get it done.
Nothing wrong in losing in a unification fight. Ooh, I mean, yeah, that's a man in the arena virtual
I
award.
mean, I don't know what did Danny lose when he unified with Thurman, right? Like you didn't
Man,
lose.
people start saying the wrong thing in the public. They start saying the wrong thing on your name.
I mean, ignorant boxing fans are always gonna exist, man.
Yeah, I know, and that shit is effective to a fighter. If you ask me, they respond to that. I think, especially a young guy, a young Shakur Stevens, unifying and losing ain't good. But let's say unifying and winning. Oh my God!
Exactly, especially at that fight. But you got to dare to be great. You got to be willing to risk it.
Yeah, dare to be great. He's daring to be great verbally right now. He's saying the right thing. I don't see him. I don't know. That's a good ass fight. That's one of those fights that actually need to marinate, in Bob Arum's words, because that has to be known who they both are across the world to make that shit bigger than what it is. I mean, not bigger than what it is, to just prove how big it is, and we all should be watching that.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, now thinking about it a little bit more, Gary Russell's always very inactive. Averages about a fight a year, man. And
true.
My man Shakur, he's been active. Very active. I mean, super active. 4 or 5 fights.
That's because he's young. That's because he's still young. That's the young
Yeah,
side.
but his activity doesn't make up the experience that Russell has.
Right. That's the youth. That's the youth side.
I mean, experience in the pros, yeah, maybe, but I mean, Shakur Stevenson ain't no stranger to the lights. The Olympic stage is huge. I'm going into more now with the fact that he's been so active and he's been performing so good. He's young, he's strong. My man Gary Russell got the experience, but you know how it is, man. When you're inactive, I don't know what he does off the clock. But that's something that's already making me lean towards Steven. Now, I started out the argument with Gary being a little bit too much, but now I'm starting to look at it a little different now, looking at other details. Shakur is definitely more active. He's hungry. He's been ready. I don't know if Gary Russell's a stronger fighter either. He's fairly small. I think Stevenson would probably be a little rangier than him too. So I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna revert on that.
I see your points, Doomy, but I think the activity is just the entry level boxer. And Shakur Stevenson, he is skillful. I think the experience plays a big role. You see fighters, Gary Russell's level, where they don't fight 5 times. There's a reason for that. It's to preserve. So you are actually much more dangerous being less active than somebody who fights 5 times a year. He's fighting 1 time a year versus 5 times. I mean, Shakur's young, and that's the reason why he's in there. And Bob Arum just keeps putting him out in front of them lights so that we will boast about him. It's the opposition. I don't know. Like, I'm a casual fan. I know Shakur's a marquee name in my eyes right now, but his opponents, like, who really are they that we could say, like, oh shit, we could compare them to Gary Russell Jr.?
Nobody. That's what I'm saying. It'll be a step up. You know what I mean? Like, the biggest name on his resume is, the 2 guys that got him to the world title shot, which are Joet Gonzalez and Pitufo. Russell, he's faced guys like Oscar Escaldón, Vasil Lomachenko, and I'm not on BoxRec. Like, Russell, listen, we knock him for not being active, but he's a dangerous fight. He's not a slouch. He's a workaholic. He's, conscious, so he stays, super healthy. So, it's not a joke. This is a fight that must be taken seriously if, Shakur Stevenson really does it.
And what's a harder fight in your opinion, guys? I mean, I'm talking about Josh Warrington now. Like, is Josh Warrington the harder fight or Gary?
Man, are you serious?
Yeah, I just want your opinion.
I mean, you know what? Look, I'm biased. The UK guys might say that Warrington style, all the punches, could fluster maybe Shakur, but I'm gonna say that, Gary is just on another level in terms of skill. Like, you gotta think And he's been reigning in the division. He's the champ. He's the man to beat. He's Laura at 54 back in the day. That's Gary. Like, he's the man in that division. You want to get a name or be known as the number one, you got to go through Gary.
Right. That's why I was like, damn, if he beats him in the unification, shit, that might do good for his name, Shakur Stevenson, and his career. But he might go reckless because that's a party to celebrate that does not end. As far as Josh Warrington, me, again, casual physically, I don't know who he is. So maybe
go to his Instagram. Go to his Instagram. Just check him out. You know, people need to use the Instagram as the fighter's bio. Just go through it, you know, see a few pictures, see what you think. Because, again, you're a casual fan. What do pictures tell you when you're thinking of, Shakur, and then you see this guy, Josh Warrington, who obviously sells out leads. He's become an attraction. He built his name up enough. You know, he's got a good win over Kid Galahad. I mean, maybe it could be argued that Kid Galahad's win, Warrington's win over Galahad and Frampton? Didn't he beat Frampton too?
Yeah, unanimous decision.
You know, I mean, look, this guy's no joke either. But I just feel Gary is the harder fight, the better fight in that division. But listen, Warrington is proven as well, especially with I think he beat Quigg too. I'm not using. I'm trying to still some scheduling in the background and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
he ain't had no fight with Quigg.
Okay.
Look, I'm on Josh Warrington.
Lee Selby, I think you might have been thinking about.
Damn, he fought Selby too?
Yeah, he beat
That's a big fight.
See, listen, those are a lot of those are three different styles. He beat Kiko too? Oh no, see, he got experience on him. He got experience. Listen, Kiko is a common opponent with Gary. I think Gary fought Kiko Martinez too. Let me pull it up.
I think Josh Warrington off his Instagram, he looks tough. He looks straight up fighter. There's nothing about him that doesn't say I'm not a fighter and I will bust your ass. He looks dangerous to me. I haven't seen any tape or anything. I'm just talking about pictures and his workout and his stance, and holding the titles, his boisterous body language. But I think the more popularity is the question: what do you gain out of him? Both is dangerous. Both are dangerous. I think if he goes to the UK, he will become famous out there and much more well known and respected.
That's my sentiments. Exactly.
In the United States, Gary Russell also is a big win for him to be celebrated. So they're both big fights. Again, I don't know Josh Warrington like that. This is based off of his record and his Instagram.
I mean, going across the pond would definitely, like I said, in my opinion, be a better career move. For Shakur, just to gain those fans out there. I'm pretty sure he has fans out there already, but the UK fans are real loyal, man. Once you go out there and they get a feel for you, I mean, they're always gonna stick behind their guy. You already know how it is out there. They definitely stand behind their guy. But much respect to the fighters that go out there across the pond and put on a show. Now, if he were to do that, I think that it would position him for even better fights.
That's you speaking as Bob Arum. If you were Bob Arum, those would be your words.
Let me jump in here. Because I'm still gonna give Gary Russell, based off experience and resume, he's still the way tougher fight. I can't believe he's number 2 in the world. Who they got at number 1? What in the world? Let me see that. Oh my God, they got Josh. And that's why, you know why they got Josh? Because it's BoxRec. They go off points. Plus, Josh has got more fights because he's active. Gary fights once a year. But, right. I mean, Gary's resume looks fantastic now. Right, you got the only blemish is Vasyl Lomachenko. You got Christopher Martin. You got Johnny Gonzalez, who knocked out Abner Mares for his belt. You knocked out Johnny Gonzalez for Abner Mares' belt. You got, this is a C-level fighter. It's a name, though, Patrick Hyland. You got former champion Oscar Escaldón. Again, you knocked him down and out. You got Joseph Diaz, Olympian, up-and-coming contender at the time. You went the decision. Now he beat Tevin Foreman is a world champion, so that win looks way more luxurious. Former champion Kiko Martinez, he knocked him out. This guy up and coming, King Tug Numbayar, everybody thought he was the goods, and Gary really put a cleaning on him, 118, 116 on most people's scorecards. And, when you compare that to Warrington, who I also got pulled up, and I'm screen sharing if you're following along with us right here at patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice, he's also got some good name. I like the Selby win. Remember, this Selby win looks better for him because Selby was able to beat our very own Omar Douglas of Delaware. That's with Heyman. He's also got the same win that Gary has with Kiko Martinez, but Gary knocked him out in 5. Selby, who's considered a light puncher, went 12. He's also got the same win that Gary Russell has with Patrick Hyland, but Gary obviously did it quicker with Hyland in 2. Warrington, who's considered less of a puncher, took 9. I give Warrington credit for Joel Brunkner. I followed him. We've interviewed him a bunch. He's an Australian kid. He was undefeated at the time, or I had 1 loss at the time when Warrington, took on that challenge. But he also went the decision. So is Shakur's route safer with Warrington? At Warrington, absolutely. Absolutely. But I still think he's going to get more clout on ESPN as this kid who took out the solidified number 1. This is a box rec number 1 in Josh Warrington. He's not universally number 1.
Also, another thing that I noticed, because I did pull up BoxRec, is that Warrington only has 7 KOs out of his 30 fights, which means he is not a hard hitter. So it is a safe route. And also another thing against Warrington fighting Shakur Stevenson, if he would have come over here in the U.S., or if Shakur would go over there, he got to take it really serious. Warrington only fought United Kingdom fighters. He never fought American fighters. So I think that means a lot.
You mean he never fought outside of America?
He never. No, not Shakur. Warrington has never fought
in America or outside of the UK.
In America or American. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at his. Oh, maybe that his resume is all. Because Kiko Martinez. Right.
Yeah, Martinez is from like Spain, and Highland is from he's Ireland, and
all his fights have been in Manchester or somewhere like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little bit of a draw, man. He's a little bit of a draw.
He's a big draw. So, Alex Doomsday is right, talking like the Bob father. Yeah, go to the UK and fight out there, Shakur. Has Shakur fought out there? I think he has, right?
I don't recall Shakur fighting outside.
He hasn't fought out there.
Yeah, he's an ESPN fighter. His fight's been on ESPN.
If I was Shakur, I'll go out there and clean up.
Yo,
but this the thing. It's not like Warrington is ready. Warrington dropped his promoter, Frank Warren, and signed to Matchroom. So it's not like he's making anything easier. Listen, and Stevenson hasn't fought since like last year, October or something like that. So, he's got to get a fight in before he gets, rusty. Even though I know he's in the gym, he's working. He had this Mariaga fight, so he was ready. But, camp on, camp off, how is that going to affect?
And, I'm just keep looking at these attributes, man. Yo, Shakur is 4 inches taller, 2-inch reach on the hands. A lot of the times, we talk about, what power beats this and speed beats that. And I think that Shakur is very good at timing, man. And I think that he would be able to kind of nullify Gary's speed, being as though he's a rangier fighter too. I'm just starting to lean more and more. If this fight were to happen, which, they wouldn't want to rush into each other to fight if they had other opponents. But if it does fight, you made up a good point, Ness. You knock out the king off his throne, you the boss.
You mean Warrington Stevenson?
Nah, Stevenson Gary, man.
Of course. Of course. But that's the much more dangerous fighter. Gary Russell Jr. versus Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, according to resume, maybe. But I'm looking at this, stylistically, and I'm starting to lean more and more towards Shakur, man. He's good at timing and range, and Gary being the smaller fighter. Speed works well when you're able to get in. and work combinations. But I think if Shakur keeps him at the end of those punches, it's gonna be very, very difficult for Gary to win.
I don't know, man. I can't even say anything like that, bro. It's just like, that's like a wow fight. You know what I mean?
No, it definitely got the wow factor, but I'm just looking at it. Sometimes we go along with the resume or the box rec, but it's not always doesn't always come to those terms. You just got to look at fights sometimes with attributes and definitely other factors besides just the paperwork, because styles make fights always, man.
You know what one of the things is too, like for me, the fight's weird my man.
Welcome, Mario.
It's so many windows open. I don't even know when you're there.
I knew that's what it was. No, it's
you
all
were
good.
covered up, bro. But yeah, you should just text me, man, so you could always get your intro.
I was going to, but I was like, well, I'm already here.
I do my best, but my best wasn't good enough.
I do my best.
Yo, listen, it's funny because
It's me, Mario.
What up? Yo, it's funny because, like, if you look at these two guys, right, and like the activity and who they're calling out, like Shakur's ready. Like, I'm not saying he's ready, like he has peaked or he's at his best. He's going to continue to get better. What I'm saying is, like, in his mind, like, he would fight anybody. I believe him when he says that. And then you look at a guy like Gary Russell, who I believe is no punk, and I believe is tough, and I believe would, isn't scared to fight anybody, but hasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's fought some tough guys, don't get me wrong, but his career went in this, trajectory where he was this star on HBO fighting 8-round fights. You know what I mean? To how many years later did we see him until he finally stepped up? And that's been the one criticism about him. So for these two guys to meet like sooner than they should, yo, I couldn't even imagine the storylines there. Like, I can't even imagine what that fight would be like to have a kid who, and he's still a kid, Shakur, growing and stepping up this big to a guy in Gary Russell who, I'm not going to say he took his time, but they definitely handled him with some kid gloves. And a lot of it was injury. You can't fault him for that. But at the same time, it is what it is.
Wait, Mario, but sooner than they should from a promoter's point of view, right? Because I think a fight is a fight, and I think that Gary Russell does have his KO attribute, as Alex Doomy said it. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. Listen, from a promoter standpoint, and even from a Shakur standpoint, I like Shakur. I don't want to see him get rushed. He's one of my favorite young fighters right now. I think that he's probably the most talented other than Devin Haney. I think, those two guys right now are just above Ryan Garcia in terms of pure skill. And maybe not just above. They might be a level and a half, a notch and a half above. But the thing is that, you look at this fight, of course I would want to see it. And of course I'd be dying to see it. I just don't think that Shakur's in a position where he's capitalizing off of his best self and his investment. Like, I think the percentages would be way off, first of all, for the type of fight that it should be.
What do you mean? Percentages in terms of what, champ?
Yeah,
be clear.
I don't know.
Be clear.
Y'all
Be
think
clear.
that Shakur's the B side in that fight?
Nope.
No, right? See,
Nope.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he'd be the A side. That's why I don't even think it would come together, because
I don't think it's a big ass A side.
Yeah, but I don't think
No,
it's
it's
a
not.
big
It's
deal. For we've interviewed Gary enough. I don't think that it's a big deal that he's not the A side. He's gonna be happy that Shorty got in the ring with me.
I think he gets the bigger cut of the pie, though.
Who, Gary?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Shakur's the one that gonna pack it. But
If he's the A side, he's got it. Listen, if you're the A side, you can get the bigger cut. That's just plain
That's
and
not
simple.
true. That's not 100% true. We learned
It's not
that.
100% true. You're right. There are definitely some things in the there are definitely examples where that's where that hasn't happened. But if you're the A side, you demand. Like, that's what this boils down to. And is as much as Gary Russell isn't a diva, and he isn't, and as hard as a worker as he is, I don't think he's a punk. Like, I don't think he's avoiding anybody. In fact, I think he beats a lot of the guys that everybody said he avoided. But I still think at the end of the day that this would be a really difficult fight to make for a multitude of reasons. Promotional side,
Is he a free?
notwithstanding.
Is he a free agent, Mario? I think Ness mentioned
Gary.
that.
Yeah, Gary. I
Yeah,
think he is.
Gary's a free agent. He's just got a working relationship with Al, but he's allowed to do what he wants. He's entertained conversations already with with Al. I mean, excuse me, with Eddie. Let me see if I don't see.
Look, I don't think the conversation is Gary's a punk or Shakur's a punk. I think is it too soon for Shakur Stevenson? And also it's a huge fight, but does Shakur Stevenson win based off of his resume or, who he put?
Oh wow! Hold on, guys.
Against.
I didn't even see Herring. I mean, he knows so much. He even pressed one. So I'm looking for him at the bottom, and he's at the top where you belong, champ. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for taking out the time early in the morning to talk a little bit of boxing with us. IBF champion, 130-pound division, Jamal Herring. How are you, brother? How are you?
Hold we got to spit up, man. It's WBO, man. My man Jojo got the IBF. I got to give him that respect.
That's right. WBO. Apologies. So before we get into you, man, I seen you there for so I don't know how long you were there. So I guess we'll just talk the topic, man. One of your I guess top-ranked stablemates and Gary Russell. We're talking Shakur Stevenson versus Gary Russell, possible unification match since it's looking like Josh Warrington really doesn't want the war. What do you think of Shakur versus Russell, and is he ready?
I think that's probably maybe the toughest fight, of course, at 126 in terms of the champions. But I can't say that Josh Warrington was didn't really want it because. Shakur was supposed to have a fight already scheduled, before this whole coronavirus mess had came about. And I looked at it as, Warren just trying to stay busy, saying, obviously, get the leverage if he is going to fight Shakur. But, that whole division is interesting, but definitely that is a tough fight. Gary Russell is a tough fight for anybody in the division. But I think Shakur, he's a fast learner. Look what he's done so far in under 20 fights. But, yeah, it's definitely a good match, but I think he can hang.
Definitely. So you don't think that Warrington didn't want it? We're gonna have to dive into that because we had Shakur on, and Shakur was taking this March fight because Warrington didn't want to take the fight till May, which would have left Shakur out of the ring maybe something like 7 to 9 months. He wanted it sooner. They wanted it later. Isn't that an indication that they didn't want it when the champion's available?
You definitely could probably throw that in there because I remember that they did was trying to get the fight. Just the reason why Shakur was taking this fight, Mariaga was because he didn't want to wait out till the summertime, or whatever. But there's a lot of back and forth, and we all know how the game is when a fighter changes promotions, because when he went from Warrington went from Frank Warren to Eddie Hearn now, and it's like Eddie Hearn wants to at least build off before taking no type of risk with other individuals. So I take it as Shakur. On the other hand, it's kind of like they moving around him or trying to get past him, but at the same time, I take it as a compliment because if you was an easy work, everyone would be jumping to get at you.
Hey, how you doing, Jamel? I want to say thank you for joining us so early. This is Mario Mugia, by the way. Huge fan. Appreciate and thank you for all your service as well. I'm going to jump into the Carl Frampton fight. I know it's tentatively scheduled for such a weird time because it's like far enough back that it could theoretically happen, but at the same time with everything going, how do you get a proper training camp in? You know what I'm saying? What are the worries that you have if the fight doesn't get canceled, and what are you doing to prepare in case it does go through?
I'm actually still, doing my little bit of workouts. I've never had an issue in terms of weight and, it's just staying in shape. So, I still will get out there and do my cardio work and everything just in case. Because, I still want to be ahead of the curve, and, cause I know my opponents, more likely, they're just probably just sitting back doing whatever. But me, I like to stay in, some type of shape. But, I'm not really worried about it right now because like if I'm scheduled to fight June 13th. You know, we usually map out a full 8-week training camp. In reality, my training camp wouldn't start anyway until the 3rd week of April. So, you know, right now I just been, just kind of just sitting back and just let things play out. But you know, of course, like I said, I'm still doing my little workouts, but it's not like I need to do, go full throttle anyway. You know, either way, it's a fight was scheduled for June 13th.
Look, you've had some incredible performances and you've beaten some top quality fighters. To me, though, Carl Frampton represents a little something different. I think that he has the potential. If this fight goes in your favor and it goes the way, the kind of exciting fights that you're capable of producing, this could put you on a star level. You know, we're talking international. To you, what does Carl Frampton represent as far as a test in the ring, and what does he mean for your resume and for your lineage?
You know, that was the whole viewpoint on the fight to begin with. And the reason why, I had no hesitation even going over there to make the fight, because Carl Frampton, he's a 3-time world champion in 2 weight classes, and of course, this fight for him would be him trying to, make history in his own, for his country. So of course, all eyes will be on the fight, but at the same time, Carl, I don't think nothing from him. Like I said, because I'm an honest guy. I tell everybody out there, like, I'm a fan of Carl Frampton. I've been watching him for a while, long before this fight was even thought of. But I believe, there's a lot of things that I can, gain from just performance-wise, from looking at his most recent, the way he's been looking in the last couple of years. But overall, I know, like I said, with a victory here, it'll definitely, take me to another stage of my career. And it's like, we all know my background. Like, I've already been at the bottom, so it's like nothing. Like, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? So that's another reason why I was like, I'll go over there to fight the man, because in reality, I'm not worried about it, because most people didn't expect me to be here to begin with.
Jamal. Enrique Church here. What's going on? Casual fan. So
what's going on?
All right. Yo, so going over to the UK and fighting and win and making coming back home victorious. You tell me, how do fighters celebrate? Because we were talking about fighters celebrating after a huge victory. How do you celebrate after a fight and staying, focused to maintain and sustain what you just gained? How do fighters stay focused after a big victory?
The funny thing is, man, I don't even know how to even how to really celebrate, because even when I won the title last May against Ito, I came back. For the most part, I just wanted to relax, chill, and spend time with the family, because it was a long training camp, and it was like one of those things, like, I believed in myself, so I knew I was going to win the fight, so I wasn't surprised with the outcome. But for me, I think like with a big victory in terms of like the Frampton fight, you gotta just stay level headed and grounded, because the point where, because I've seen it plenty of times, even though it's close to me, the point when you start losing focus and getting ahead of yourself, that's when the real decline starts. And it's like, for me, it's like after the Frampton fight, I obviously will want more, so I have to keep that hunger as if I'm still working towards something. So I don't believe in really celebrating too hard or thinking I'm already at the top when it's definitely more out there for me to gain.
Hey Jamal, it's Alex from the Boxing Voice here. First of all, thank you for your service, Semper Fi, Ura, and want to congratulate you also for taking that title from Ito. I really liked that fight. It was a very, very great performance. And you've had all your fights in the States. Is there anything you're doing, anything in particular you're changing up, being as though you're going to be fighting Carl Frampton in UK? And what are your feelings about fighting out there?
If anything, the last couple of weeks, we plan on basically heading out there just to get acclimated with the time. And everything like that. But other than that, like I said, we're mapping out our schedule, like I pointed out earlier, right now, and just sitting down, talking with the team, and just get just get in the mindset what we need to do. But other than that, I look at it. It's just another fight. I mean, it's obviously a huge fight for my career, but I don't overwhelm myself into thinking so much into it. But like, if anything, like if people have been paying attention to me on social media, like for the most part, I'm excited. Like I look forward to going. You know what I mean? Like I'm not worried about the whole. Oh, you're the champion. Why do you get to go over? Like, man, I'm going over here because like I pointed out before, it's the exposure. But I feel deeply in my heart that it's definitely a a winnable fight. So it's not much of a like you're taking too much of a risk. It's like I believe in myself, and it's like whatever. If I gotta go over here, to make a huge fight, I'll go over here to make a huge fight. And I know, based around how my team is built, that I'm fully confident of going over there and getting a W.
And just so that for the casual fans and for those that want to get to know you more, how did your boxing career started? What was the passion that drove you into into the professionals? And how do you have an amateur background as well?
Yeah. Like I started.
For the people that don't know,
boxing, in like. Yeah. In terms of people who don't know, I started boxing like really late in terms of on the amateur scene. Like a lot of your top amateurs who transition to the pros, they started around the time they're like 7, 8 years old. I started when I was like 15, 16 years old. I mean, people laugh when I tell the story, but like my first loss as an amateur came to fighting Danny Jacobs back in the New York Olympic Golden Gloves, whatever.
Oh wow.
Junior Olympics back in like when we was like 15, 16 years old. Yeah, like I fought, and it was like 130-something pounds back then. But yeah, I mean, I transitioned. Of course, I made it up to the Olympic team in 2012. But it wasn't until then when I started like really taking it serious, and because I was still, I was still in the military. I was still in the Marine Corps at the time. So, but it was I was about to, I had to make a decision where I was going to re-enlist to get out. And so, like, when that time came around after the Olympics, I just said, I'm going to just get out and take my chances of going pro. But, I had a few ups and downs, of course, in my pro career, but, I just never gave up on it. And here we are today.
Jamal, real quick before I pass you back to Ness, this is a two-part question, really. Okay, so
why they killing your name, Jamal? Tell them it's Jamal. Jamal. Y'all all saying Jamal.
Okay, I'm gonna call him Herring. I'm just gonna call him Herring because that's what I call him all the time anyway. So listen, I was on your Twitter last night, and I happened to see that you were watching a classic fight, which I do all the time at night. So it was really cool. Like, it was like to see that, like, you're a boxing junkie like the rest of us. I hate when boxers come on, oh, man, I don't even watch the sport. Oh, I don't watch fights. Like, oh, who's that? Like, who's Canelo? Like, what are you talking about? But the thing is that here's the thing. One, okay, I'm going to ask it like this. One, what's some of the fights that you've been watching lately other than the one that you posted? And two, do you ever turn down the volume and start commentating so you can get ready for that part of your career? Because you're so well spoken. We both know at some point, they're going to have you behind the table. I mean, I know you've done some stuff like that before, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that's where your career is headed at some point.
Check out his YouTube channel, man. Dude's super creative. Are
Are
you a Gemini, Jamal?
No, I'm Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio. Okay. What's that? November.
That's my brother.
Yeah.
What's
that?
Yeah,
October. No, yeah, late October, November time frame.
Okay. Yeah. All right. My girl's Scorpio, I think. Is either that S or the other S, right? It's two S signs. But what's going on, man?
Oh no. He didn't
okay. All right. Let me. Yeah. To answer the first thing. God rest. But matter of fact, God rest both their souls. I watched the Roger Mayweather, Whitaker fight lately. Just
Nice.
that was actually a good fight. That's not, that was actually a really good competitive fight. You know what I mean? The Black Mama, he had some memorable fights with some of the best out there. I was looking at also a lot of fights from Holyfield's career, because a lot of people who really don't know Holyfield's career, Holyfield was actually an undersized heavyweight, that had some dog in him. And we all know, we all know what he did in his later, stages of his career. But you know, when he was a cruiserweight, you know, he wasn't really looked upon as, you know, somebody that was going to do many great things in the heavyweight division, because the heavyweight division was actually, you know what I mean, a stacked division back in the 90s, as we all know. I mean, we like, there's a lot of guys that was considered like, you know, a lot of B level fighters that are probably better than some of the guys that are today fighting in heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like, he was a world champion, but I was watching fights with Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno. You know, Frank Bruno to me was you know, he was a fairly good heavyweight. He just wasn't, like I said, that at the time heavyweight division was so competitive, he wasn't considered like, you know, a dominant heavyweight. But, you know, Frank Bruno was doing this thing from like, you know, late 80s or, you know, into the 90s. But like man, like pretty much like I say, like for me, I just like to start like just clicking stuff on YouTube or whatever, and I just like whatever pops up, I'll watch. And like I said, in terms of the second question about commentating, I don't really cut the volume down or whatever, because I actually like listen to like, you know, the guys like from you know, the HBO days, and how like, you know, how their chemistry was, even when George Foreman and, you know, from the fighter perspective, like, you know, George Foreman and Roy Jones, when they was doing commentating on HBO. So I was looking at, you know, I was listening and like, you know, piggyback off their energy, even to like today, like with Paulie. Like Paulie doesn't, I feel like Paulie doesn't get enough credit for, you know, for his knowledge in the sport, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I like to say, man, like I do want to, you know, do commentating and things outside of the ring later on in my career. But right now, like I said, I'll just like focus on just picking things from the greats. So I'll just watch a lot of tape.
Love that answer. Go ahead, Ness.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go out to the people's questions, man. I don't want to take up too much time with my personal stuff. I want to go ahead straight to the people. This is the voice of the people. We got Intrigue in Atlanta says, Jerron Boots Ennis versus Earl the Truth Spence. If this fight took place down the road, who do you favor and why?
Hey, that's a good ass fight, man. I mean, I think Boots is gonna you know, when the time comes, like I said, when they like down the road, let them season some more, get some more seasons. But I think he'll be definitely a key factor in what the division. And I spoke to him I went to his last fight out in Atlantic City, and I spoke to him. Me and Bud Crawford, we both spoke to him, and you know, everything was cool, and you know, there's a lot of respect for. He's young, he's hungry. But like I said, for my main, like I'm not too really worried about what he'll do in terms of talent wise on the when he gets to that level. I'm just more, like I was telling him, I'm more concerned with him, you know, getting the better and more exposure, because I feel like he's basically graduated now from the whole showbox scene. So it's time to, you know, to basically get to like, you know, the bigger scenery, or even if he has to change promoters to get those fights. But he definitely, like on the business side, he has to make another move in terms of the business side.
All right. Let's see. We got George Foster in the UK says, what qualities does Frampton have that you'll need to be aware of?
He has the experience. He has the experience. Like, I mean, this guy, like, I'm no fool. People look at it as like, well, Jamal, you have, you know, the size, you don't have as much wear and tear on your body, you know, which is true. But at the same time, I know, you know, he has a good team behind him. So I don't think, you know, I think they're gonna try to, you know, at least come up with some of a good game plan to, you know, counter all of that. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, Carl has that experience, man. He's been in more world title fights than I have, of course. So I have to go in there with a sharp mind and just be aware of certain things that he may do.
I honestly think you should stop him, but you know, that's me. You the bigger guy, in my opinion. And
I mean, yeah, we gotta build it. Like you said, man, we gotta build it up some way, man. It can't just go out there like I'm just gonna go walk through him. But you gotta, you know, but at the same time, you gotta play it smart. But I definitely, I mean, that's definitely what I want to do.
I don't. Has he ever been stopped though? I'm not saying it's easy.
Nah, he the most I seen him when he got hurt,
he got two
in the
decisions.
Warrington fight.
He got two unanimous decision loss, so he's never been stopped. So ain't, you know, but
that's what I'm saying. He's never been stopped.
He is moving up.
I've seen him hurt. Yeah.
You know, he got 2
A
divisions
lot
under.
of people also don't know, man. Like I pay attention to everything, man. A lot of people also don't give credit, like to my man Tyler in the last fight. You know, McCreary actually hurt him, I think, twice.
Bruh.
When he I believe in the 8th round when he came out charging to the body, he had he gave Carlson something to look at. But lad, man, like, you know, like that's why I'm just eager. I'm actually just eager to get to the fight at this point, man. Because like I said, I really believe that, you know, so I could do some damage. But at the same time, you know, I'll give him respect. Carl does have the experience factor, but like y'all pointed out, man, this is a whole different weight division, and you know, I'm coming down from my weight division, so we'll see.
Yeah,
Jamal.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was more impressed with Carl Frampton in the McCleary fight because I thought McCleary was gonna win. I'm pretty sure I picked him live on air. I thought the height, the reach, the youth, and Frampton was able to dog that one through. I was like, oh, okay. I thought he was, you know, kind of faded, and he brought it back with that win, and he impressively, in my opinion. So I'm sorry, Enrique. Go ahead.
My fault. Jamal, Enrique Church again, casual fan. Right now,
Jamal, what is wrong with y'all?
I know.
Hey, Jamal, they all Latino. That's what it is, man. They don't know how to roll that.
Jamal, that happens to you a lot, or is that something that doesn't happen? Because the name Jamal, Jamel, and Jabbar are
it happens a lot. It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't catch it. Like, I'm glad, you know, that keeps catching it, but it happens so damn much that I miss it myself.
There's actually a study on that name. So I was going to ask Jamel rather, what's it like for you right now as a professional fighter, like the social distancing? Is it just practiced? Are you just practicing that with the outside world, or is it with anybody that you know, or like what's your life like now in regards to?
I mean, you know, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy because it goes back to what y'all had mentioned earlier about, you know, how do I do like celebrating now at the wins and stuff like that where I'm at in my career, and it's like, to me it feels the same because usually, like I said, man, when I'm home. Because I, you know, as y'all see, man, like I travel so much in terms of like going to fights or just going to training camps. So when I'm actually home, I try to stay as much time with the family as I possibly can. So, you know, usually for me staying in the house, you know, it doesn't bother me. The only thing I hate though is the fact that, like, you know, it's like that thing where, like, when you do decide where you, like, you know, you can't just get up now and go as you please though. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part, you know, I'm usually a homebody, but like. When you know, certain states, it's not like, you know, I can go home. Like, even though, like, being from New York, I can't leave from where I'm at right now in Cincinnati and go back to New York because of course, for one, New York is like has like the, you know, the mass amount of cases going on. But it's like, you know, I can't even if I wanted to because of all these curfews. It's like you can't even travel like how you want to anyway. So that's maybe the only thing that bothers me. But in terms of like staying in, I really don't have an issue with that.
Wow. Well, good deal.
All right, back to the public. We got Israel Weber, Oklahoma, says, thanks for your service and thanks for coming on the Boxing Voice. I was a squid for 5 years. Did you ever do time on a Navy boat? Hopefully they treated you okay, if so. I'm sorry. I thought he was.
Nah, man. I never did time on a naval ship or anything like that, man. But I've definitely been around a lot of you know, sailors and especially with corpsmen and things of that nature. But I never did any time on a Navy boat.
In the brig.
Yo, all right. So he wasn't done. He had said, regardless, I'm riding with you for Frampton. For the Frampton fight in the UK. Let me know if you need me to fly over with you for moral support. So there you go. If you need a rooting fan, he's down.
I appreciate that. You know, it's crazy, man. Like, you know, the only thing that gets me with these fights, and I'm pretty sure you've all hit this topic before, is like, you know, as an American fighter, not just a military or anything like that, but just an American fighter, you will hope, you know what I'm saying, you will hope that, you know, your countrymen will back you as much as, you know, as these European fighters get. And it's crazy, like a lot of these European fighters, they get more moral support from the American standpoint, you know, than we do from our own people at times. But I think that's the only thing that gets me at times. But it's like, so when I do get that whole that support behind me, you know, I really appreciate it. But it's like, yo, sometimes it's like, yo, I see why like a lot of these American fighters be going off on their fans, or not, obviously not their fans because they're not supporting them, but like on an American fan base, Because it's like, it's like we see too much of it, like of our own people. They'll root for the guy overseas before they root for you.
Definitely. So listen, champ, we got about 4 minutes before we get to Jamal Herring victim Lamont Roach. I hope he don't take that offensive. That's motivational words. He got to get back in the ring, right? He got to want that rematch. But
that's my guy, man. That's my guy.
We do have him next, so we got about 4 minutes to rush through some more of these through the public. Caesar in Las Vegas says, "How's it going, champ? Who do you see as the toughest opposition in your division right now, and why?"
Of course, I have to say I have to give that respect to Miguel Berchelt. And it's because, like I say, he's been number one for a while, for a good amount of time, matter of fact. And the boy, so the man get hit with both hands. So like, of course, anyone like that is dangerous, especially in boxing. Like people have seen it in the past, and they're probably surprised by my answer because, like I said, we all know, I was calling for that fight for the past year or so, but it's because he's number one. And it's like, if you want to be the best and consider the top of your division, you gotta take those fights. But I think, like I said, I give that respect to Miguel Berchelt. But I obviously, I see flaws in his game, but at the same time, he's still a dangerous guy all the way around.
Jemmy in Delaware says, I think Berchelt knocks out Oscar Valdez. He's too little. What do you think?
I can agree with that, man. Like, I'm actually interested to see what Eddie Reynoso and Valdez plan on their game plan, because we've seen the last fight. Valdez got put down by a featherweight, and who's not a big puncher, but Valdez was still so intrigued on taking the fight with Berchelt. So I'm trying to figure out what do they see that we may not be catching on. I mean, we all know Berchelt doesn't have the best defense, but Oscar Valdez at the same time, he likes to have toe-to-toe battles, and I think that Berchelt's strength is, when fighters get, brave and go toe-to-toe and stand in with them and slug. So I'm just interested to see what they're going to do in terms of the game plan.
All right. We have Ryan. I don't know where Ryan's from. I should know. He's been freaking a Patreon for like 4 years. Sorry, Ryan. But definitely says, when you were in the military, did you or any of your fellow servicemen ever pull pranks on each other?
Man, that's all we did. Especially like being on the Marine Corps box team, because we had so much free time on our hands, because it was really like, all we did was like, we'll get up in the morning and run. We'll have a break in between, and then we'll go back to the gym in the afternoon. So we had so much time on our hands, and we traveled around a lot. Is that to keep us entertained and our mind off of training so much, we just basically did pranks and did whatever. I'm not going to sit there and tell you everybody what we was doing, but we was out there wild now too.
All right. We have Brandon in Cincinnati says, it seems like you moving down to 130 was the turning point for your career. How much longer can you make the weight?
That's great. Even though that I'm getting older, but like I have a nutritionist in my camp, so like we do everything scientifically, of course. So like I make sure I don't gain a certain amount of weight in between camps. Like right now, I'm probably maybe like not even over 150, because I try to keep my weight at a certain limit. So when it's time to drop, I don't have to put so much strain on my body. So I feel like I could make it for another year or so.
All right, we got Dual Ingram in Compton says, Devin Haney worked his whole life to be in position to make a big fight with a guy like Loma. After becoming his mandatory, the WBC made Loma franchise champion. Was this wrong of them?
Yeah. I don't believe in that whole, even like I even spoke out with the WBA in terms of this whole super champion and everything like that. It's like, sometimes these sanctions bodies do what's best for them in terms of, financial gain, but it confuses the public in terms of who's the real champion with all these belts. But I mean, like I said, man, I would like to see, Devin get his shot at one of these guys that's in top of the division. But we all know that also plays a role with who you're with and who you sign with in terms of your promotion. So we'll just have to wait and see.
J-Mac in New Orleans says, Terrence Bud Crawford, Earl Spence the Truth. Who you got and why?
I can't pick. They're both my brothers, so I'm not going to pick. But I know people want to see the fight now, but I fully disagree with that because we don't know how Earl his body will react because of the accident. So I feel like I took the EJ all the time as well. So I was like I want him to take at least so much of a soft touch to get back in the mix of things before he even takes a fight like that because Bud stays in shape all year round. So I feel like if Bud would get a victory over EJ right now, because after the accident, people won't give Bud the full credit because of that situation.
I hear you, man. Danny's not a soft touch, right? Or would you theoretically they were supposed to?
Nah, Danny. That's why I said, man. That's why I didn't put out Danny because, like I said, the welterweight division is stacked, and it's like, man, I'm pretty sure EJ needed to fight. He can pick somebody from the top 15, either one of them sanctioned bodies, and go from there. But Danny, say what you want. His timing is good because he always catches you in between punches, and we don't know. Like I said, from the accident, all it takes is one. We don't know what your punch resistance looks like right now.
All right. We got Tracy who says, "What's up, champ? Thanks for your service. I know you were going to whoop him personally. I believe McCleary could have beat him, but didn't throw enough. My question is, can you convey the message to Crawford that we would love him to come on the show? We have so many questions and want to see him in more competitive fights, i.e. Porter. 3 exclamation marks. Ugas, Garcia, not Mikey. Ennis, please let him know Herring beats Frampton." So that's that.
I'm with on that. I actually was hoping that we were gonna get to see, the Porter, Crawford fight because, Sean when he come to fight. And even when he fought Earl, I was trying to tell everybody it's not gonna be easy fight as y'all may think because when Sean seems like he's type of fighter that basically, he fights at his best when it comes to the level of, his opposition. People knock him for the whole Ugas fight, whatever, but when it's time for them really, really big fights, Sean really brings his A game. But I definitely have to get Bud out there to speak about that one.
Brandon Lopez says, "Thanks for coming. No, thanks for taking out the time and coming on the Boxing Voice. As a current service member, I appreciate what you've done in and out the ring for our country. What's your MOS while you were in the Marine Corps?"
His job.
1141 basic field electrician.
All right. Okay, here we go. Prince of Power, what up, champ? How did you see the video of Tyson Fury's glove? How'd it look to you?
Oh man,
it's that Glovegate scandal.
Man, it's funny, but I actually been trying to ignore a lot of that because it's like at the end of the day, what can we really do? It's they're not gonna overturn the decision. You already know how that's not gonna go. So it's all we can do is sit back and just wait for the third fight and hopefully, I hope that Deontay does a lot of changes within his corner, not get rid of, say Mark Breland, of course, but in terms of his technique, he needs some polishing on his technique and defense for sure.
All right, sorry for the pause. We got Stonebone Boxing Colorado says, "Peace, champ. After meeting you a few times, I've noticed you and Bud are very similar outside the ring. Both of you are committed family guys and always with your kids. How has that helped you stay disciplined inside the ring and battle back to become the WBO world champion? # Omaha, # Colorado Springs."
You know what it is, man? Family keeps you grounded. And it's even when I was going into the Ito fight, I was thinking about man, this is probably gonna be my last shot, and then and I have to provide and take care of my family, especially secure my kids' future. So I was like, that's what basically keeps me and Bud grounded. It's the whole family aspect because it's we're not just fighting for ourselves, and we got people who depend on us. So that's why you don't really see us out there doing stuff that'll jeopardize our career because we always think about we put our families first.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. We got JT in New Orleans says, "Earl Spence at middleweight Can he beat Canelo?
Oh man, that's so much of a jump right now. Even though, like I said, I see EJ get on there, and, he'll call out Canelo here and there, whatever. But like, is anyone really beating Canelo at middleweight? To be honest, though, Canelo, so he's at the top of the game for a reason. So you gotta give him that respect. He ain't no slouch, and Canelo is still trying to shock the world as it is. But I don't know. I think right now, it's one of the things where EJ needs to at least make a stop at 54 and gradually move up to middleweight if that was the case.
Killing us Spence fans today, man. Info Joe, California.
Nah, it ain't no man. Like I said, that's my brother. But it's like you got we speaking boxing that for what it is. Like why? Like I mean that's too much of that's a high risk. Like why would you want to jump from where you're dominating at 47? You know what I mean? Because you're the number one welterweight to even make that move of a risk that high. Like bro, like nah, man. There's a lot of good fights for you at 54 as well. Where I feel like that's probably Earl's natural maybe weight because he fought at 52 in the amateurs. But like middleweight, man, I mean they got Demetrius Andres, them guys. They're some big boys.
A fight with Canelo, though, it brings that golden ticket. You think it's more risk than reward?
Nah, it brings. Hey, listen. I was kind of upset that my man Caleb ain't took that fight, but because like I said, man, that's that golden ticket. But it is what it is.
I was shocked about that too. Let me tell you, I can't believe that. That I want to see, because look, obviously, in retrospect, people might not feel the same about Wilder, but I'm still riding with him. He bet on himself, and he ended up getting 2 big fights with Tyson Fury instead of, signing whatever deals was offered to him to go on Dazn. And I think that's what could happen in that same situation with Plant. I mean, his numbers are crazy on PBC in terms of viewership. He's got like 19 fights on, and he's already, cleaning scalps. And look, the dude who's quote unquote the man in his division doesn't want to fight him in Benavidez, so he got time. I think that Canelo fight may come back around because Plant could be more marketable than people believe throughout time. I mean, it's only 19 fights. Like, look, you got more fights than him.
It's crazy. Man, it's crazy from where he came from too. Because it's like when he first came to see him, most didn't think much of him. But yeah, man, like his numbers are showing, and he's doing his thing. And I think that also they'll take that into consideration, especially when they look at the whole how they did the ESPN Fox thing with the Fury Wilder situation. So I think they'll also look at that. They look at that again. In terms of the Golden Boy and how. I don't know new business, but I think also it comes down to like again, people saying that behind the scenes that I should still feel some type of way about Al anyway from that whole lawsuit. So we'll see how that goes too.
Last one, champ. Info Joe says, "What up, champ? If you had the power to change one thing in boxing to make the sport better, what would it be?" Beautiful question.
Yeah, that's a good question, man. I think. Man, I can't. I don't know if I want to say from the do something with the judges or make it to if I had the power, I think I'd make it to the way that all these damn entities from these promoters can easily work together. Because like I said, man, that was holding up the whole Spence and Crawford fight to begin with anyway. So if I had it my way, I would have it to where it'd be a lot easier for not even just the promoters, but like these networks as well, because they play a part into it too. But like just to work together to make the fights that the fans want.
Well, champ, those are all our questions. If you can, please give out your social media. If anyone who isn't following you can do so. And just want to thank you for coming on the show, man. We're hoping that your fight continues, and if it gets postponed, it at least happens. That's a great big fight for you. Good name to have on your resume. And like I said, man, I think you can stop him, even though he's never been stopped. So that changes things a little bit, but you're still the bigger man.
Right. Nah, man, I hear you, bro. But everybody can hit me up at Jamal Herring on Instagram or Twitter. Doesn't matter. Like you said, Ness, like if people reach out to me, I always take time to reply back to things and questions and things of that nature. But yeah, just hit me up at Jamal Herring, Instagram, Twitter, and like I said, man, whenever you guys want to chat it up again, man, just reach out, hit me up, bro.
Jamal, man, thank you so much. Like always, appreciate your time, and thank you for coming on. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, WBO 130-pound champion, Jamal Herring.
Good like that, by the way. He responds to everybody on Twitter. I mean, not everybody, but he does his best to stay connected with people. Like, I noticed that from years back.
Yeah, I just want to say, same speech I said yesterday about Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez coming on the show, prospect, contender, champion, now unified champion, and I appreciate that because sometimes we get them champs, they don't come back. But Mr. Herring is one of those guys. We've had him on, man, as an Olympian when he was out in London. Then we had him on as a prospect, and then obviously as a champion. So we truly appreciate him for being the people's champion. Great interview. So Lamont Roach is MIA, even though he reposted it on Instagram that he was supposed to be on at 10. So I don't know. We're 12 minutes past. That's why
I'll keep an eye for the phone.
Yeah.
Yo, I like how Jamal brought up the
Damn, you can't help but say Jamal.
Yo, that's all of us though. Don't even feel bad.
Yeah, nah, it's that's one of the names that they had to study.
That's like
on.
Jamal Jamel. That's like Jamal.
Yeah.
Listen,
you're right.
First of all, he's there's no R in his name. You guys are thinking of Jamal and Jermel Charlo.
It's the E or the A.
You know what though? I messed up. I messed you up, Enrique, and it's my fault because I guess I type about Jermel so much. My phone actually changed it. I had wrote his name down.
You trying to say I messed it up? You messed it up. You said it.
No. I said I messed it up. I messed up the text when I was sending it to you. I messed it up, and I had put Jermel.
Yeah,
Jamel,
autocorrect messed it up for me a few times.
It did. I swear to God, it did. And I sent it, and then I didn't even realize. And Ness had texted. I was like, "Damn, I bet that was my fault. I bet he saw what I texted."
Nah,
so
because Doomy did the same, bro. Doomy jumped right in, talking about, yeah, hoorah, yeah, simplified, Jamal. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, he said Jamal.
I was about to jump in. I was about to jump in because I was already frustrated, yo.
At least he thanked him for his service. I think that's better. Maybe he can mess the name up a little bit. But
it's a name. It's one of those names. But I like that.
It is.
Wait. I think he's on the line. But
the Spence post Spence, easy fight for him because that's the same feelings I have for Errol Spence post car accident. A lot of people are like dumbing it down, like, nah, he good, but they don't.
Lamont, is this you? Lamont, oh, 240. No. All right.
They don't know the real deal effect that kind of car accident could have put on you. You know what I mean? Mentally.
Lamont, is this you?
It's like you broke your wrist.
Yes, is this you? Is this you, Lamont?
Yeah, bro.
I'm sorry, brother. Is that Gabriel didn't send me the number, so it's like a guessing game right now. But sorry about that. Thank you for.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I just sent you that message on Instagram. He, Gabriel set it up, but he's not answering. Last time he was up was at 7:55. But never mind, we got you now. Thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate you taking out the time. It's funny. We just got done with Jamal Herring, who you obviously were last fought. So, once again, thank you for taking out the time. How is COVID treating you? COVID-19, obviously.
COVID hasn't been, the best guy, the best friend that, popped up in my life. But, it's cool, maintaining, trying to find a way to work. That's it.
I noticed on the, I was IG stalking Lamont. It's Alex from the Boxing Voice. So I peeped that you actually went and got tested.
For the corona? No, I didn't. That was a picture from one of my fitness level testing, and it was just a little joke to get people get people smiling and laughing, and get people in good spirits about the virus.
And how's training been going for you? I know some fighters have different outlooks on training at this time. Some are sparring, some are not. Some are actually keeping their sparring partners in camp. What are you exactly doing to stay in shape?
Well, I've run. I got a treadmill in the house. We got bags in the house and stuff like that. So, my dad sets up, like little team runs, not too many people. We get a nice run in when the weather's nice, wear masks and gloves and stuff like that. But other than that, we train in the house.
Hey, Lamont, thank you so much for rocking out with us. First and foremost, we really appreciate it. And again, we apologize for the confusion. It sucks, man, because I really wanted to see you make your debut, 2020, and it was right there. You were on the cusp of it. How close were you to peak form?
I was there. You got to think 7 days out. It's fight week. I mean, I was about 4 pounds out from my weight, so I was looking real good. I felt great. Losing the weight wasn't hard at all, and I felt like I was in tremendous shape, and I was ready to put on the show. So when I got that call, it was crazy.
Did you see? Here's the thing. At the time when yours got canceled, there was a couple others that had just gotten canceled. It was serious, but we weren't where we are now. Did you expect from the moment that it got canceled to where we are now that so much like this was going to happen? Were you aware of how serious this was before it got canceled, and to the point that you are now?
Before my fight got canceled, I knew this coronavirus was a thing. Like, I knew it wasn't nothing to play with. But as they started shutting down like big events, and let's say for instance the NBA, like they canceled their season or postponed their season at the time, and that was a couple days before the fight got postponed. So like I knew it was serious, but I didn't think like with a week out, I thought they was just gonna let it rock. I was supposed to leave 2 days later to go to LA. So like I'm thinking, all right, since they didn't cancel or postpone it yet, maybe they might do the no fans or spectators in attendance or something like that. But nah, they just straight postponed it. So I didn't think it'd be like this until probably a couple days after they announced the postponement of my event.
It's Enrique Church here. So I have a question. So your fight, you mentioned weight and working out at home. Like right now, are you still disciplined with your diet? Because I'm trying to be disciplined with my diet. I'm having like cream, ginger, carrots. How hard is it to like avoid having that kind of distraction, knowing that your fight was canceled, but it's gonna circle back?
So here's the thing, like, I don't know. It's like I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not eating like how I was in training camp. So that's like it's different. You gotta think we going through 8. Some people even go through more, but 8 weeks of eating healthy, eating clean, drinking water, like gallons of water a day, to going to that's with a fight in mind. So now you have potentially no date, even though they say it's postponed. We still don't have a clue when we're going to come back. So it's like it is difficult. So we got snacks in the house, we got all types of food. Now don't get me wrong, we got healthy food. I eat healthy too, but I'm going to eat some trash here and there, you know what I'm saying, like a cinnamon bun, some Oreos, you know what I'm saying, because for the sacrifice that I was doing the last 2 months is, I wouldn't say go to waste, because I'm still keeping myself up, still keeping myself in shape, I'm keeping my weight down, and I think that's the best way to go into a training camp. So whenever they call us for a date or anything like that, we'll be ready.
God, do me hype when you said Oreos. I smiling.
So
I love
you know you
Oreos,
can't
bro.
just have one of
I
those.
love Oreos, bro.
Boy, dump them in a glass
I
of
love
milk. It's on.
Oreos.
you eat them with milk or just straight up?
I can do both, but if I have milk, it's no question I'm using milk.
Ah, man. So obviously March 13th was the date, man. I didn't really hear you speak of the disappointment. What's the disappointment like?
Nah, man, I was very disappointed, honestly. I was so mad. Look, y'all might not believe me, but I was so mad. I called my mom. I was like, "Where you at?" She like, "Why?" I was like, "I just need a hug." I ain't gonna lie. I was pissed.
Damn, man. So take us through the camp. How serious was camp? Because that feels like you might have felt like you was absolutely ready. You probably felt like you was gonna put on one of those great performances, and then to not be able to get that off, man. Just talk to us a little bit about camp and how ready were you?
Man, camp was it was great. It was super serious. It was very, strict, sort of like my last camp. Now it was like a little different, preparing for a world title. There's no preparing for a world title. My last camp, there's no room for slip ups, errors, or anything. So you got 3 coaches that's on my ass every day. There's no room for that. But this camp we did at home. We didn't do away. Got last camp we did with Joe Diaz, Antonio Diaz, and my dad. Which was a perfect team, and we got in great shape for that fight. So this fight, we took bits and pieces from that training camp, and we brought it home. And to me, honestly, it was a tremendous training camp. We got great sparring in. We sparred with Isaac Dogbe. He's about the same height as the guy Neil John Trebejo. That's the guy I'm supposed to be fighting. So and they actually fought. So I watched their fight, and I sparred him. We got some great rounds in. So I felt good. And then coming off a world championship loss, I wanted to just basically show that, this is a fight that isn't needed. I need to be on the same level that I was my last fight. So that was just it was just going to be a show and prove, come on, I need to be fighting, at least world championship title, world championship title holders, or, people who are fighting for world titles as well.
All right. Well, we got some questions from the people. We want to go ahead and ask you. We got Intrigue the Incredible in Atlanta says Jerron Boots Ennis versus Terrence Bud Crawford. If this fight took place down the road, who do you favor and why?
Down the road is hard to predict. I'm pretty sure Terrence Bud Crawford would still be at the top of his game. He's one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound. So it'd be tough. I like Boots. Boots is around he's probably a year or 2 younger than me, and he's an animal. So you give him some time to develop. Sometime probably champions will probably move up, like Earl Spence and stuff like that. So he'll probably be a titleist himself. I don't know how long Terrence Crawford will stay there, but he'll probably get bigger as well. So it's just it's too many variables. I think Terrence Crawford ultimately wins if that does happen.
George Foster in the UK says, how do you see the Herring Frampton fight playing out?
Oh, that's a good question. I want to see that fight myself. I want to be there. I think that's going to be a good fight. Frampton's small though. Frampton's very small. Coming up from 126. Mind you, he fought at 22 as well. So he's a small guy. I think Jamal beats him. Jamal's very good at Jamal's very good at what he does in the ring, as far as keeping his distance and sticking to his game plan and stuff like that. So he'll be very disciplined throughout. He's always in good shape, so he'll be very disciplined throughout that whole fight. And I think he ultimately picks Frampton apart. I see Frampton running into a couple shots and stuff like that.
Caesar in Vegas says, "What up, champ? Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Who you got right now?"
Right now, woo! Hey, they both some bad boys. I think. I think people discredit Tank and think he can't fight and think he's just a puncher. So I think that's what people go wrong with him. I don't know if Ryan Garcia is mentally ready for that, and I'm not saying mentally like I want to say like no focus or anything like that. I don't think he is as mature in the ring as Gervonta Davis is. So I think Tank will win that fight.
All right, we got. Let me see. Brandon in Cincinnati says, "What's next for you?" Hard to tell with what's going on, right?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to tell. You never know if, because I'm scheduled to fight the guy. We still that's still the opponent, John Travail, or Tabano, I think that's his name. But you never know. Once boxing resumes, like we have to find a date, we have to find a venue and stuff like that. So it's you never know. That's the guy though. That's what's supposed to be next. So we'll see.
All right. Jemmy in Delaware, how has your experience been with Golden Boy, and would you recommend other fighters to sign with them?
My experience with Golden Boy is tremendous. They treat me like family, and I've been treated nothing less than family since my signing, and I've been signed to them since I was 18 years old. So, yes, I would recommend people, whoever, if they're coming out of the amateurs or even if they're coming from a different promotional company, like, it's real over here. Like, they'll tell you straight, there's like no backdooring or anything like that. They'll tell you straight up and down, what's going on. They're up front, and they'll let you know everything. So I would recommend it.
All right, let me see. We got Dual Ingram in Compton says, "Did you find it suspicious that the clenbuterol has been a problem in Mexico for years, especially when it comes to boxers testing positive for years, but only after Canelo tests positive and gets a week suspension does the WBC and others raise the threshold for positive tests?" Listen. Whatever you don't feel like answering, don't feel pressured to answer, champ.
Yeah, like I don't know too much about the clenbuterol thing in Mexico and all that. So it is what it is with that. Bottom line is, I think boxing should be more strict with, PDEs. PDEs and stuff like that. So I don't know. PDEs. I don't know. Next question.
J Mac New Orleans, Bud versus Spence. Who you got?
Spence.
Oh, you got Spence? All right. Trey says, "Who is your favorite fighter?" All right.
He did not say that.
What?
Well, he did.
I got Spence.
He said he got Spence.
Oh, he said Spence after. Okay, my bad. I sat here and said after.
That's the fourth time he said I got Spence. Which I want to change his name already. Damn, my man picking Spence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody else picking Bud. I was just giving another chance to pick right.
Yo, bruh, he ain't blind like you if you picking Bud.
I got Spence, bro.
There you go. Trey says, "Who is your favorite fighter of all time?"
That's tough. That I don't know. I gotta go between. Let me see. I like Prince Nassim very much. and I like Roy Jones, like overall. So I don't know. It's between one of them.
All right, we
I'm
got
gonna go.
Brandon Lopez says, thanks for taking the time to come on the Boxing Voice. Once you get the stimulus check, what else you plan on doing with it after you get them Travis Scotts ones? I don't know. I'm lost, man. That must be something under my age or something. I'm too old. What he talking about, Lamont?
Those are dope.
Look. I tweeted the other day. I was like, I can't wait till the stimulus package come in my name because me and my dad got the same name, and hopefully they put it in my account.
Yo, I'm a junior too.
Yeah. So that's what I said, and I was like, I'm gonna get them Travis Scott ones. But after that money gonna be gone. After that one purchase.
I know, right? Those things are bad, though.
Yeah, I need them. I want them.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people not getting that stimulus check if they made over a certain amount of money in 2018.
Yeah, they got tears for that stuff.
Let's not get our hopes up.
But that's why he said his father. He said it's gonna come in his father. It's for his father, but he hoping it lands in his account because they got the same name. So listen, let me throw some more at you. We got Prince of Power. What's good, bruh? How did the Tyson Fury video with his gloves look to you?
Glovegate. This is Glovegate.
What is they talking about this glove gate, man? Gloves are flexible. Gloves can go any which way you want them to. It's not bricks. What? People need to get over this glove thing, man. Look, I was for Deontay Wilder for that fight, and he just, what I'm saying, it didn't go his way. You can't blame, like, Tyson Fury came to do his thing, no matter if his hand went halfway backwards or whatever the case may be. What is that going to, what advantage is that going to give him? That his glove is, at the wrist. What glove doesn't bend at the wrist?
Mr. Roach, man, I hate to cut you short, but obviously because of Gabe not giving me the full number, we ate up some of your time waiting for you to jump on. We do got our next guest, Alicia Bumgarner. I know you probably know her. She's from your area, or at least fights out of that area, I believe. But can you give out any social media for those not following you and can do so at this time? And once again, just thank you for your time and for coming on. We definitely want to get you back on and continue to do this more regularly like we've been doing, and especially when you get this new announcement for your fight.
Right, no problem, man. Thank you for having me. People can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at one of one X, or just search Jamal Jr.
Champ, you got to change that, bruh. Oh man, what you doing? That's so hard for me to find. You got to put your name. You a boxer. People got to find you as Lamont Rose Jr.
That is my name. My real name is right there. Now that's just always been my Instagram and Twitter name. So why would I change it?
Because casuals don't know who the hell one of X is. I'm just saying, if you want to blow up.
No, it's just one of one. That is the one of one. And then it's just an X after because, people got one of one already. Do you know what?
I get it.
You know what?
Hey,
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go buy the one of one tag. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find who got it.
Do it.
And I'm going to buy the Instagram name.
Listen to me. Forget the one of one tag. You are one of one. You're Lamont Rhodes Jr.
There you go. That's what I'm telling you.
But it needs to say that. Listen, let me get to Alicia, but thank you so much. We're going to get you back on, Chan. We ain't done, man. We ain't done. We're going to get you back on. Thank you again. Let me jump out to Alicia Bumgarner. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Top contender, Lamont Rhodes Jr. Let me just double check Alicia's area code so I don't bring the wrong person on. Where are you? There you go. Good morning, Alicia Bumgarner. How are you? Thank you for taking out the time to come on the show and talk a little bit of boxing with us. How is COVID-19 treating you?
Man, I'm good, actually. it's a mindset, I believe, and through these times we have to really focus on what's important and what we can do better as individuals. So I'm good this morning. How about yourself?
I am good. Happy to have you. Thank you once again for coming on. Are you able to use your gym? We interview a minimum of 2 boxers or people in the boxing industry per day. So this is kind of a question we ask every day due to the situation with coronavirus and I guess just being safe and staying healthy. So how are you maintaining, boxing shape?
The most important part, I think, right now is watching what I'm eating, making sure I'm keeping my weight at a good weight and not blowing up and enjoying my food too much. And we're also, the guys in our just going for a run like 3 times out the week. So get some cardio in. I'm focusing on my diet. And pretty much that's it. That's all I can really do.
So before I pass you to some of my co-hosts, I do want to ask just what's your thoughts on your 130-pound division? It's pretty hot right now, especially if you consider a possible fight versus you and Michaela Mayer down the line. Where do you see yourself compared to Michaela at this time? And do you see that as a possible super fight for you down the line?
Yeah, so definitely my the 130 division is packed. We got some good competition. All I know is that I'm ready. I'm coming with anything. Anybody wants to fight, I'm down. Gotta make sense. Michaela Mayer can definitely get this work. I think these girls are just being too shy to get some real work, and we need some real fights. We need some good competitive fights. These girls need to know that some of them don't even need to turn pro because the junk is real, okay? And I feel like until they actually step out and challenge themselves, then they're gonna find out. But yeah, man, anybody can get this work at 130. I definitely I'm ready. I'm an athlete. I'm competitive. Not just that, but I want this work. So.
Hey, Alicia, it's Monty Monkey here. Real quick, let me ask you, what did you have planned for this year in terms of how many fights? Obviously we're all pushed back, and I know you talked about training and stuff with Ness just now, but as far as the game plan for this year and what you had hoped to accomplish, what was on the docket and what do you think, I know you can't tell for sure when this is all going to happen, but what can you hope to salvage from this year if you get at least another 2 or 3 months?
Yeah, so we were supposed to have a fight at Motor City 2 weeks ago. It was going to be the co-main event, and obviously that got pushed back. So we were supposed to have that fight. That didn't happen. It's still postponed till April 24th. So I'm still thinking they're going to postpone it as well or just cancel the event. We wanted to at least we had a title opportunity, which we can still have. At this time, we have to put ourselves in gear on, okay, what are we going to do since these couple months have been pushed back. So I'm thinking as our team discussed, we want to get another fight. And then see what's aligned for later in the month. So I guess it's just really waiting and seeing what makes sense at that time.
Hey, Alicia, it's Alex here with the Boxing Voice. Just curiosity, how did you start boxing in your career? How did your career start if you have an amateur background? And are you doing anything else besides boxing as far as career-wise? Are you doing other things that are, bringing in an income as far as, I see you on, I don't know if you are sponsored by any clothing companies or such, but are you doing anything in the modeling as well?
Yeah, so, I'm always trying to stay busy outside the ring if I'm not in the ring. We also, I've been with Adidas, so I definitely represent them with the clothing. But going back to your question about when I started boxing at 8 years old. I had 165 amateur fights, which a lot of people don't know. And
wow,
it's funny to me. Yeah, and that's where really the experience comes in. That's why I'm just different than most of these girls, because some of them just turned pro. Some of them didn't have the best amateur career. But again, I got the experience out of it. I got the fights out of it. So started boxing at 8 and been boxing ever since. I've just been an athlete my whole life. And so I continue just to work at that and understand the importance it is to be the best. So.
And who in
that,
your life has
yeah.
Go ahead and finish.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
I just want to know who in your life has had the most influential impact in you sticking with boxing.
I had a few people. Definitely my parents. My dad pushed me in the sport. He knew that I was very well capable of being I don't even think he thought I was going to get this far, but he just knew that I had the work ethic, and that's what he really instilled in me at a young age. And just the support that I got. A girl boxing, that wasn't so normal to a lot of people, but when people see me, they're like, wow, like, she's really doing that. So it was definitely just motivation from everybody else for them to know that a woman can box just as much as a man can.
Alicia, Enrique Church here. Question. I know the phrase stay ready is always thrown out there to fighters. We're going through a different time right now where staying ready is a little bit different. You mentioned focusing on your diet. Do you think that staying ready and the phone call of the fight coming back is going to give the proper amount of time to train, or are we going to see ring rust? Because a lot of people are making it seem like these fights are coming back so immediately. So do you think you're going to see a lot of ring rust when the fights start backing into play?
It could be yes and no. I think that their fights aren't going to be just right away. I really think they're going to postpone this fight on the 24th. And I feel like since this time has been off, as a fighter, take the time to let your body heal. And that's what I've been able to do. And when it is that time, let's say we're fighting in July, and let's say May or June, that's when you can start being prepared. I don't think the ring rust, I think if you train well and have a proper camp, then you shouldn't be a little ring rusty, because you're going to be training, you're going to be in the gym, sparring and all that stuff. So, but definitely the fights are going to be pushed back. So we shouldn't see that, but I'm not going to be surprised if we do. So I know I can't blame my performance on because I had to train for this fight. So.
Yeah, I think staying ready is harder right now for any fighter.
Yeah, it is. But again, I think if we focus on certain parts as far as like your mental, what are you gonna do the next? Like I'm prepared. Like this is giving me a mental analysis on what I'm gonna do to finish this year off. Like that's giving me time to think on what I can do better. I'm watching my old sparring, my fights, what I can work on, doing things that I know that I can better me, and then all the rest will come together when it's supposed to.
Yes, something you said as soon as you got on the show, you were like, it's a mindset. And I was like, damn, because I'm like spoiling my diet right now, and it's the mindset. And thank you for that phrase, because that kicked in immediately for me. Today especially, I'm like hungry. I'm trying not to eat something unhealthy, and I just had like ginger carrot soup.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely a mental thing. I think for us as boxers, being in the ring and us using our mindset, obviously that comes into play huge. So if we're able to use that with the food that we're eating and kind of like challenge ourselves that way, it just works for the ring. They all go co in hand with each other. And it's hard. It's not easy, but it's the reward that you want in the end. If I want to keep my weight down, I got to eat good. If I want to keep my immune system great and not get sick, I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? We got to start doing stuff for ourselves that's beneficial and not just for the moment. If that makes any sense.
Alicia, so I want to ask, what are some of the difficulties that you have experienced in boxing? I see that I think it's, a total of 3 years that you've been a professional. You started in 2017. You and Michaela Mayer basically started at the same time. She has a couple more fights. Have you experienced any difficulties at all with your, female boxing career?
I wouldn't say too much difficulties. I just feel like it's just the way women's boxing is being played out right now. But I guess if you want to call it difficulty, I mean, I guess the recognition, and I get it. She's with Top Rank, she's been on TV. That's cool. That's fine. But I feel like when it's time for you to fight that fighter that you really have a chance of getting really beat up, it's gonna come and it's gonna show and it's gonna be displayed. So while I'm over here, doing my little club shows, whatever, selling these little things out, I'm working to get to that. So when I do reach that point, it's gonna be made for me. So I guess it's just a recognition that the sport highlights on certain fighters. And I understand that part of it, but again, when you work hard and your time comes, it's time to shine. So I guess I would say probably also just recognizing the sport, us women getting equal pay, all that stuff. That it's more than that, but that's pretty much the basic stuff. But no really difficulties, because I don't feel like it's difficult because everything aligns the way it's supposed to.
Now, how does a woman with 165 amateur fights not get a big-time contract with an Eddie Hearn or with a Top Rank, even a PBC, especially when boxing was beginning to boom? Obviously, we know, Clarissa had a lot to do with coming back to television, but at the time when females boxing was picking up, you were already a champ. So, at least a, regional champion, at least, with the WBC. So, how is it that you didn't end up with one of these? Because, Dazn is picking up a lot of women right now.
Right. Yeah. So, I believe when I did have my first loss, when I was defending my title, that kind of where I kind of got pushed back down and, had to kind of start my way back up. So I believe that time, if I would have won, it would have been a little different. But again, I feel like those times where I had to go back and go to my basics and learn and do some changes, it was necessary because it was all going to come. It's still going to come, just not when I wanted it, if that makes sense. So I don't focus too much on where I should be, but where I'm going, and that's coming. So this year, for sure, you'll definitely see me with my TV fight and possibly a world title as well. So I know it's coming. It's there. We've had meetings already with a few people, and it's already been put out there. So again, I'm just doing my job, which is staying ready and staying in the gym. So it's already coming. So we just don't know when yet. Just kind of push everything back. But I do got a TV date, and we do got a title coming. So.
All right. So I want to ask about, I guess, because when I asked any difficulties, I was kind of hoping you touched on it yourself, and I want to go into this. Is it any issues for you, I guess, the sexualization that men have over female boxing, right? It's not like, if you go through the comments, it's not like, oh, good fight, champ. It's more like, oh, you're beautiful, queen, goddess. Does that bother you?
Right. some of it, sometimes it does, because some of those people are just, not, they looking past, they're not looking at what I do. They're looking at something else. And that's understandable, because whatever, that's how people are.
Women
but
are fine.
Again, for the ones, but for the ones that do know and understand the sport, and people who respect the sport and respect people who are in the sport, those are the opinions that really matter to me. Like, man, that was an awesome counter you just did, or whatever. That was a nice hook to the body, blah, blah. Like, I like stuff like that. I like people who recognize those things about me, because that's what I do. This is my job, and people, I'm a boxer first. And yeah, I look good, but it all goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So it is, I can't help that. That's going to come. But yeah.
Okay, so can I ask, I guess, your promotional and managerial stance? Like, who are you with and who's guiding the career?
Yeah, so I'm with King's Promotions out of Philly. And then my manager is Nelson Lopez. He stays out in Florida. And we all do. We're a team. We definitely discuss on what we want our next moves to be. So it's just not just my manager speaking. It's my manager, my promoter, me, my coach. So we're all in the loop and on the same communication on what we're doing next in my career.
Have you been with King's Promotion and Nelson from the beginning of your pro career?
Yeah, so I've been with Nelson since the beginning. I just signed with King's Promotion this year, the beginning of the year, or I think maybe in December. I signed with them. So I've been with Nelson, and then King's Promotion signed me. So.
All right. So who's your trainer?
My trainer is Coach Ali out of Detroit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. That's Tony Harrison's father.
Tony Harrison's father?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We just had Tony on, he was talking about all the training he does in his teaching he does in his gym with the youth. But we do have some questions from the people, like we do for every fighter. And that's kind of why I went with my question. These men are horn dogs, so don't answer whatever you don't want.
I know.
Yeah, okay, so...
I can cuss.
No, you can definitely say whatever you want, but you don't have to answer anything that you don't want.
And real quick, just so you know, Alicia, these aren't like random trolls from the internet. I mean, these are like our most
loyal,
trusted and loyal.
Yes.
And, these guys know boxing, so it's not like
they know boxing. It's just they also obviously are,
No, I get it. It's all good.
All right.
It's
So
all good.
I just want to prepare you, because we don't have to do it or anything, and I don't want to offend you. But anyway, we're going out to California.
No, it's fine.
Kel says, "Damn." 3 emojis of flustered eyes with the hearts. Okay, back focus now. Clarissa Shields versus Layla Ali. Who you got?
I definitely got to go with Clarissa with that one.
Okay. We have Carlito in the UK says, what's next for the Bomb Gardner rematch versus Leandro or Leandat? I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's Dominican too. I bet you.
Pardo.
What? How do you pronounce it?
Pardo. Sometime. I don't even know. I ain't gonna try.
She's supposed to be Dominican. She must have, married like a Frenchman or something. Leandrautu. I don't know. Yeah. But what's next for the Bomb Gardner? Would you like that rematch?
Yeah. So. Yeah. I would like to rematch if it makes sense and if it's necessary to do. You know what I'm saying? I know we got something bigger coming. So if it falls to do the rematch, then cool. But right now we're focused on getting another fight and just staying busy.
All right. We have Victor, being a female boxer, can you see yourself being able to date a man who doesn't know how to fight? That's a good question.
Nah, you gotta know how to fight. I don't want to be fighting for you.
But what do you mean? Like
I don't wanna be fight-
he's got to be like a fighter, like actually fighting, or he's just
He
got
gotta
to
know
be
how
in
to defend
shape.
himself. Nah, he gotta know how to fight because if we gotta, yeah, he gotta know how to fight for sure.
If we get, like you could have heart and fight is two different things. Like you could have heart and get beat up, defending yourself or defending the pack.
Yo, she said he gotta know how to fight. Though.
He gotta know how to set up.
You gotta know how to fight
jab,
too.
Yo, so if you ain't got no
I'm not about
nationals,
to go fight.
if you ain't got no nationals, stop DMing her. You gotta be worthy. All right, so we got Prince of Power that says, "Hey champ, how did you see the Tyson Fury glove video? How did it look to you?"
Man, look, I'm not even gonna get it. Like, I see so much on there. I'm like, man, this is just stupid troll, dumb stuff. So I was like, I can't even answer that. That he won, he beat him, and that's that. To the next time they fight, that's what we're gonna see. But he won. Just move on. Boxing fans, you want to come up with the craziest stuff. I'm trying to tell you. But nah, he won that fight though.
Absolutely right.
All right, we got. Let's see. George Foster UK says, "Is Deontay Wilder's costume?" Yo, these people, they hate Wilder. My God, is Deontay Wilder's costume excuse the pound for pound #1 worst excuse of all time?
Yeah, their excuse is a little phony to me. I don't know why I wouldn't have said that, but each to their own. You know what I'm saying? Like boxing's that sport where that person's just individually what they're gonna do for themselves. They're the ones getting in the ring, so each to their own, man.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of backlash for that. He even had a WWE star Triple H go on Twitter.
Yeah,
and put up a video of him coming out with a similar suit.
I still think the David toe excuse is the worst, but you're right, Alicia. That was pretty flimsy.
We got Intrigue the Incredible in Atlanta says, "What's good, Queen?" Keith Thurman took his first loss to Manny, which I think should be up for debate, in my personal opinion. But my question to you is, if a healthy Thurman returns to the ring this summer and looks like the same boxer that beat Sean Porter a few years ago, who would you favor to win if he was able to work out a fight with WBO champion Terrence Bud Crawford?
That's a good one. That's a good question. For each fight, you prepare differently sometimes. You don't always have the same regimen. You have close to it. So it just really comes down how you are fight night. Like, I feel like when Thurman was training for Pacquiao, that's huge. So, he's trying to be in the best shape possible, but we've seen that the preparation did that lack in his performance. Like, what were the key things that we've seen that Thurman didn't do? Now, he won, or Pacquiao definitely won that fight. But, I don't know, I guess it just goes back to how you're preparing for that fight. And that's a good one. Terrence Crawford, though, he's good too. So, I don't know. That's good.
All right. Brandon in Cincinnati, you have an amazing physique. What's your workout regimen? Keep up the great work, beautiful.
Oh, this is all natural.
All right.
This is all natural, okay? But I do work out to keep it going. But I got my boxing workout that I do, my running. I'm in the gym at least 3 hours a day, 3-4 hours, and then sometimes we're doing 2 a day. So I'm just working. And again, a lot of people don't know you got to eat good to look good too. So that's another part of it.
All right. We have Josue Boxeo says, during this quarantine time, what is your top 5 movies to watch? Good question.
To be honest with you, I've only watched 2 movies, and that was 300 and then the second one, The Rise. I don't know what the second one was called, but that's it. Like, I've really just been doing more blogging, and then working on what my next steps are going to be for the rest of the year. So, no really movies for me. I've just been on some other.
So what you do, blogging or vlogging?
Blogging, like I blog, I write.
Oh, you're right.
Yo, I want to read that.
Where can people find your writing?
Yeah, so Fremont News Messenger posts them. I'm gonna post them. I'll post them on my story so people can click on them and read those. I had those probably like. I haven't wrote anything this year, but last year I wrote a few. So I'll just post those on my story so people can get those to read. Some people don't know I write, so.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know you wrote. But we have another one from Sonny Woods who says, "Peace, goddess." Parentheses, respectfully. Had a great idea. I'm a fan of this podcast, and Ness has been open to his listeners. Big ups, people. For idea to spice it up while this hiatus ensues, the option of a fighter from the other side of the gender fence would be amazing. Question: any percolating your creative side in that aspect? I don't know. Is he trying to ask you to be a co-host during this off time? I have no clue what he means, but did you understand it?
Nope.
Me neither. Sorry, Sonny. We'll try again next time. J Mac in the New Orleans says, What is this? Okay, so he's shooting a shot. Ness, hook us up with an emoji of a ring and the baby and the family with a glove. Definitely got to point out what a beautiful queen you are. Then you understand the sweet science. My God. Bud versus Spence, who you got? All that to ask that. Jesus. Yo, that's terrible.
And it was like,
they always gotta say something. They always gotta say something, yo. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely married to the game. Just to throw that out there, and I definitely got Crawford winning that fight.
Short and sweet. There you go. No explanation. Shin C says, "How does female training differ from male boxing training?"
Nothing. It's the same thing. Like sparring, we're doing the same. Like nothing. I don't ever want to be second because, well, you're a woman. Like, nah. Like, I'll give you an example. One day we were running at the track, and my coach was like, "Okay, y'all need to get a 14, and if you don't get a 14, you got to run it again." And then he looked at me. He's like, 15. I'm like, 15? Like, you already trying to put me there? I said 14. And he's like, all right. And guess what? I got like a 13 thumb. I'm like, yeah, don't play with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I work. That's my work ethic. But again, I don't want nothing shorthanded. We do the same damn thing. So I want the same damn. What you doing, I'm doing. Period.
And I've seen you in there with guys. I mean, I've seen you giving guys some very nasty body work.
Oh yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'm trying to beat you up. I'm really trying to put it on your ass because these dudes be playing like, oh, I want to spar. Like now you trying to be funny. So now I'm really trying to beat your ass because you being funny now. But I don't play. Like when I'm in there, it's full force. Like I'm a different animal. So.
Yeah, I know. I don't see a difference in women training either. I seen Shadea Green. That's her name.
Shadasia Green.
Shadasia Green. I sparred her, and I seen her sparring other men, and I seen the same exact work ethic out of a woman. So I'm assuming, yeah, women do the same thing.
Yes, a lot. A lot want those 3 minutes, 12 rounds. But we got 3 more for you, champ. Stonebone Boxing in Colorado says, with women's boxing on the comeback, what are some of the big fights in women's boxing you as a fan would love to see? My top 2 are you versus Michaela Mayer and rematch of HH Diva versus Clarissa Shields, which is Franchon Cruz.
Yeah. So definitely one I would like to see is me and Michaela. I think that'd be a great fight. And then the other one I would like to see is who's that girl? Shit. I don't know.
Katie Taylor?
Katie Taylor? Nah, it ain't her. Shit. Me and Michaela, me and Katie. That's two fights I want to see.
All right.
I can't think of those
too.
What about Serrano? You don't think Serrano beats Katie?
See, you want my thoughts on that fight?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I feel like since okay, so they're having a fight over in her country, so that's like one thing you gotta look at. Two, I believe that Amanda has more skillful experience as a pro than Katie, so that's gonna show ring experience. But I also believe like Katie's gonna just try to play it safe, and her playing it safe is her country behind her playing it safe. Like I think when she fought, who did she fight last? That she was like,
she fought the girl. She fought the girl that you fought. She fought the Dominican.
Yeah, Christina. Like, yeah. So like, she fought Christina. So like, she was just kind of playing on the safe field. I feel like Amanda's not gonna allow her to do that. Now I feel like it's gonna show a lot of Amanda's heart too to see, because Katie comes forward if she wants. So I don't know. It's up in the air, but I do slightly I want Amanda to win because I think her skill level is a little different than Katie, but I believe Katie most likely will win because it's in her country and it's going to be close. It could possibly go to the scorecards. I definitely don't see a knockout. So.
All right. So
it goes to the scorecards. They're going to give it to.
So just two more. Do you feel that Vasyl Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney by accepting franchise status and vacating WBC and allowing Haney to be elevated?
I mean, for some people you can call it a duck. I feel like for him, he's just like, well, this seems better, so why not? People on boxing, they don't give explanations what they do. They just do it because they talked about it over with who they talked it over with, and if it sounded good to them to do it, they're going to do it. They don't got to give you no explanation, so you make your own assumptions like, well, he's ducking him. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's just boxing. So ain't no telling.
All right. And Jordan Baker in Florida says, sorry about all these horn dogs, but what fight do you feel is the greatest of all time?
Man, that's a good question. That's too hard to answer. But if I could think of a good fight, shit, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head with that one. I forget.
So Sonny came.
You know what? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Sonny came back and said what he was simply asking was, since the show is on daily and we have rotating co-hosts, how about a woman's perspective? And if you ever wanted to co-host or host a boxing show or be a co-host here on the Boxing Voice, special co-host, they just want to look at you. That's all. Nah, he probably admires your boxing opinion, right? I shouldn't be so, I don't know, negative thinking.
No, I wouldn't mind to answer his question. I wouldn't mind to be a host, or I feel like we need that just to have a different feel, a different look to it. So why not?
I agree.
Would you ever do commentating? I guess ringside for television.
Yeah, I actually have before. Probably like
she's done it before.
Yeah, I did it at a King's Promotions card and then a Real Deal card in New York.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've done it before. So I'm definitely down, again, outside the ring, I like to get, stay busy. And then I also like being around my sport. So if I can go to the fights and watch a good boxing fight, why not?
Didn't you guest commentate for an amateur show too, like a few years back? For like a couple fights?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so,
I remember
yeah.
that.
What's the biggest, last question, biggest piece of advice Tony Harrison giving you?
Man, I would say continue to be smart in there in the ring, and just do what I do best. Like, they all see it, you know what I'm saying? So they're just supporting me and just giving me that extra push and motivation. Like, you got it. Like, just do this a little better or this or that. So
stylistically, Alicia, what would you say your style is? Boxer, puncher, combination of both. What would you say?
I would say counter, puncher, come forward. I mean, I can do it all, but definitely punching. I like to punch on somebody.
So aggressive,
yeah.
aggressive boxer puncher then.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa, I want to thank you, obviously, for your time. We do appreciate you being so gracious with it. You were on for very long. As soon as you have something, I guess, concrete, we would love to get you back on to announce it here to our audience. If you can, please give out any social media and, obviously, wherever they can find your writing. And thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And you can follow me on Instagram at Alicia Baumgardner. And then I'm also on Twitter at Alicia M. Baum. And I'll definitely keep you guys posted on my next fight. And thank you for having me.
And don't forget to post that writing, please.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Contender, 130-pound division, Alicia Baumgardner. Yeah, I'm still, even though we did the interview, I'm still a little bit, I don't know, I'm scratching my head how she's not signed with a big promoter.
I know.
I mean, we constantly talk about marketability and...
Yo, we've been talking about
said-
her
but
marketability
she said-
since 2015.
No,
She
not
said
just hers, just a
168.
fighter in general, right? Like,
Yeah, 168 amateur fights is something nice, man.
I know. I
Something to
can't
look at.
believe that with that many amateur fights, no big time promoter, especially like a Matchroom. I mean, they were picking up everything. You would figure her being around 130, they would have signed her anyway to possibly move her up to face Katie in the future. Just a little strange. You're a little strange. Look, King's Promotion has a lot of fighters that I like, her being one. But, you know, I've been speaking about Michael Polite Coffey forever since he was 0-0. You know, I've been able to be in 5 training camps with him and Deontay Wilder. Obviously, I like Travis Kaufman. Just spoke to him today. I was trying to get him on the show. You know, he contracted the coronavirus. So, you know, blessings to him. Hopefully, the prayers up to him.
Did not know
Absolutely.
that.
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, he
Are
tested
you-
positive. He tested
Oh
positive.
my God, that's awful.
Travis Kaufman, who faced Luis Ortiz and
Oh, my
Chris
God.
Arreola. Yeah.
Damn it, dude. This thing, God, this is awful.
It's hitting us,
That's
man.
like the worst news I heard today. I mean, obviously it's 10 o'clock where I'm at, but wow, that sucks. Yo, listen, she was such a good interview, and here's the thing. Like we said the other day,
3 fantastic
or
interviews though
at least
today. Thank you
I
to everybody
said-
that joined us today.
Absolutely. I said the other day that, sexualizing women when it comes to MMA and boxing, like it's done on the men's side to a degree. We talk about their bodies and we talk about
No,
their
I
face
mean
and looks and
Oscar.
swag.
Oscar's
But-
the biggest
Exactly.
example of be a man being sexualized in boxing.
And he played off of it. You
Of
know what
course.
I'm
I mean,
saying?
he played
off of it.
he
And
played
clarify.
into it.
You throwing me off. Oscar who?
Oscar
De
De
La
La
Hoya.
Hoya.
What'd
He
he
was
say
the
then?
biggest.
What
he
you
was
mean? He was
one
the
of
biggest
sex
male
stars
draw
in the
that brought in
world
females.
Oh,
at the
I
time.
see.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
sex appeal.
The
Yeah.
golden boy.
He was the
And
golden
then you
boy.
using that for Ryan Garcia.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's not a negative
it's
then,
different
but
with,
you-
but see,
yeah,
it's
it's-
different though with women though because that's the first thing people
Yes,
go. It's
yes.
it's the constant, and I'm not even talking about our callers. I know that some of them, they're
No,
kind of
in
just being
general.
funny. And, yeah, in general, exactly. Twitter,
Yeah.
just fans in general, they're like that.
Well,
Yeah.
boxing is probably one of the most sexual looking. Like,
Yes.
you could look at it sexually.
I get where you're going.
because
You're right.
There's no shirt. It's sweat. You know what I'm saying? There's
Definitely.
physique is involved. So it's normal. And men are just normally like, wow, she's attractive, in the open. Where women, they would see the sport first, like, oh, and he cute. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real, right? I don't know. I showed my girl 2 fighters, I think, the day before yesterday that we interviewed. She was like, so when I showed her Edgar Berlanga, I'm like, babe, look, this kid got mad swag. So I'm showing her in the fur, and then I showed him with his shirt off, oiled up. You know what I'm saying, with the Puerto Rican gloves on. She Puerto Rican. She's like, her neck turn. I'm like, yo, what you looking at him like that for? You know what I'm saying?
Like, you put it on the big screen?
No. I had it on my laptop.
No, I was just kidding. Yo, listen, I swear, I'm not joking.
That was a pause moment right there, Mario.
Yo, that's not even how I meant it, bro. Listen, that same story, yo, I could tell it the exact same way. That's the exact same thing that happened with my wife. I showed Ash the pictures of Edgar, and she was just like, who's he?
I know,
like,
bro.
I just told
he's got
you
it.
Fighter, like,
he's got it. Listen,
like,
remember.
Fighting coronavirus, you're talking about when's his next fight. Like,
yo, remember that Richardson Hitchin was on yesterday. He's like, yeah, man, Edgar got it when we go out. All the Latin mommies come to him.
I know.
So it does happen to men. It does happen to men.
Like, no, you can't.
Good looking is good looking, man.
No, but this is the thing. It does happen to men, but if you not
looked at different.
No, but if you not good, that's where it stops. It's like, yo,
Exactly.
it doesn't for for the females. So I just thought it was more difficult for her, but obviously she it isn't. I mean, I guess it could be taken as flattery, motivation, all that. Who knows? You know what I mean? I just felt like maybe it's a lot. You know what I mean? Everybody coming at you, yo. The DMs must be crazy.
I think she has the right attitude.
She does.
She has the right attitude for it.
I just hate that she fought the Dominican champion off TV. Like,
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yo, and the thing too is, though, why it might feel that way, guys, is because like 2019 was like a big, or 2018 really was like a big Me Too thing. 2019. Women started telling dudes to come correct, but boxing's like behind that stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's evolved and it's definitely gotten a little more politically correct, but boxing is a lot different. You know what I mean? Like it's a little more behind the times. So people say things that wouldn't fly if you were talking about like an actress or you were talking about like somebody else. But with MMA and boxing, like, you know what I'm saying? It comes with the territory. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just making the observation, but
because a female boxer will probably punch you in the face first of all.
Oh yeah, I would never say. Yo, I made my bones covering fights. I started off with female MMA. There was a really talented female fighter from my area, and she was a cheerleader. She had this great story. I followed her. Yo, I've seen her check dudes that were like, "Oh, you're hot," and I seen her go into the crowd. What? And these dudes were like, oh, my bad, nothing. Like, yo, for real, I would never say that stuff because, yeah, they could all beat me up. Like, I'm not even tripping.
One thing that came to question was like the whole Clarissa Shield, Layla Ali storyline that keeps coming up. I actually don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it because Layla Ali to me, and no disrespect to the name, is like, who knows her? Like, who seen her fight? Like, what do you know about her? You know what I mean?
No.
Yo, she is a little past her prime. I get what he's saying,
She's
man.
past her prime for sure,
Why
but
keep bringing her up? Like,
because she gonna bring out casuals. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Myra. It's gonna be the biggest thing on her resume, and she'll bring out the casuals.
I get that, but it's a okie doke because she's not gonna win.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. But hey,
so
she's
like McGregor wasn't gonna
exactly. Win. She's trying to get her Meg McGregor in. Let her listen.
Not that level.
No, Enrique. Listen. You got to be a little bit more forgiving because she's doing everything she can to bring more exposure. She's trying to fight Layla. She's trying to fight Amanda Nunes. She's trying to bring exposure to women's boxing. You gotta.
She keeps calling MMA fighters out.
Yeah.
Like,
talking about
Clarissa Shields. Yeah.
Right, that's fine. I understand McGregor was a big ass attraction. It was a big money thing. I understand the exposure. Clarissa Shield can only do so much. Layla Ali also has a ceiling. What is she gonna bring? Who does she bring?
Bruh, but what's a bigger fight for Clarissa?
Bro, that's Muhammad Ali's daughter.
I know, you wilding right now.
You kidding?
It's
Chavez
funny.
Jr.
It's funny because you the casual fan. Like, you the one supposed to be like, yeah, I want to see Layla Ali.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yo, when was it Layla Ali's last fight?
Layla talking about it's gonna take some real Skrilla for her to come out.
She said 5 million, brother. She wants 5 million. Real quick, let's thank Alicia Bumgarner, Lamont Rhodes Jr., and obviously Jamel. What?
No, Jamel.
Yeah, Jamal Herring for coming on the program.
I was about to say it.
I want to go ahead and open up these phone lines. We got a lot of callers patiently waiting, so we want to go ahead and get on out to them. But want to thank everyone that has tuned in. Remember, you can call in 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Cliff, New Jersey, what's going on? Ringer status, talk to me. Cliff, with your speakerphone. All right, Cliff is at work. Caesar in Vegas, talk to me.
Yo.
What's up, brother?
I didn't even know I was on the queue. I was just listening. Sorry about that, guys. Great show, though.
No problem. Let's go to Steve in Chicago. Talk to me. Steve, Chicago.
Yeah, what's up? Good morning, guys.
Good morning, brother. How are you?
Yeah. Hey, I'm getting some back noise. Do you hear that? There's somebody else on the line.
No, we don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I got a bunch of noise on.
All right, let me.
I don't know what.
I'll come back to you guys. So, I mean, let me refresh that. But in the meantime, I guess final thoughts on this Shakur Stevenson, Gary Russell topic to put that to bed.
I think that if this is going to happen, it's going to happen a little further down the line. I don't think that they're going to be chasing to fight each other. But if it does happen, I think Gary Russell is going to be in for a very, very difficult fight on a long range aspect of the fight. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? I know that Gary's, to some, is more experienced, better resume or whatnot. But I think Shakur's hungry. And if it does end up happening, I'm going to side with my Brick City brother.
Yeah, I think it's a hell of a fight test for both. You know what I'm saying? That's it. If it happens, I'll definitely watch it. Is it too soon for Shakur Stevenson? Is the real question that it raises.
Here's the thing. Can Shakur beat him? Maybe right now. Could Shakur beat him in another couple years? I think every year that goes by, his chances or his percentages of being the favorite increase. The question is like, Gary, what have these injuries done to him? What are they going to do to his body that's aging? And I mean, he's not old by any means, but what does his body do after all this punishment and, the issues with his hands, and then he had elbow stuff, and, he's had a lot of things rack up. So, at the end of the day, what does that do? I think that it shows that a young, hungry lion like Shakur could come in and, swipe the rug right from underneath them. Yo, real quick, is there a nickname for the Bronx? Like, I know Brooklyn's BK, right? But is there a nickname for the Bronx? Like,
yeah, the BX.
No, I meant
the boogie down. The boogie down.
Boogie down. That's what it was. There you go.
Man.
BX. All right, my bad. Sorry, I was putting in these names and stuff and trying to be funny.
Yeah. I guess, with time, it's easy to say that he'll get better and be more of a favorite with time. But I think that doing it now, is what's gonna shock the world. You know what I mean? That's what's gonna impress everyone. But let me go. Oh man, so Steve hung up, but let me go ahead and get out to New Orleans then. Looking like we're going to.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
What up? What up?
Yeah, I missed all the interviews. I'm late on the call, so I mean, can't say too much about it. I'm pretty sure he answered my question on Harrington that you had on. Who all you had on this right quick?
Jamal Herring, Lamont Rhodes Jr., and Alicia Bumgarner.
Damn. I wanted to hear them interviews. But anyway, you know, what was the other topic we talking about? Any topics
Shakur Stevenson and Gary Russell.
Oh yeah, that's a good fight. Good fight. I pick Shakur Stevenson to probably stop Gary Russell. Outbox him. You know what I'm saying? So I pick him to win that fight. Besides that, that's all I got. Nothing else.
All right, champ. Have a good morning. Thank you for calling in. We going out to Steve Ringer. Talk to me.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Ness. Good morning, guys.
How are you?
Good. Hey, man, I put a question in late for Jamal. I just wanted to tell him, man, thank you for your service. And he was right, man. It's crazy how these guys, especially like from the UK, are average fighters. They got these big fan bases, and guys here in the States will be champions and have less fans than those guys over there. So he was on point with that. That stuff pisses me off. But and then, hey, man, that Christina, the Dominican girl that Alicia fought, that lost to, she's half Greek. Her dad's Greek. Her mom's Dominican.
Okay.
She actually trains in Greek. Yeah, she trained. Hey, that's the one I was telling you, man. She beat the shit out of Katie Taylor. I don't care what anybody says. Katie Taylor. That's why they're telling you, if Amanda fights Katie Taylor in the UK, she's already got 50% of the fight against her. But Amanda's got to go in there and just beat the shit out of her, not knock her out. Otherwise, she ain't gonna win.
Steve, thank you as always, champ. Appreciate you guys rocking out with us every day. Don't forget, if you use any social media, man, share the show. Best way to support, definitely sharing the show. We're going back out to New Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Derek.
You can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing. What you want to bet on? You bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, what up? Good morning.
Good morning.
What up? Buenos dias.
I see she was a fan of my question. Make sure that happened for me, Ness.
Shit.
That's where the emotions and everything, man. Nah, but I'm definitely on the same note with my brother. I do have Shakur Stevenson stopping Gary Russell. He's a small guy. I don't believe in Gary Russell like everybody else, and I also don't believe in his skill set that everybody else say he has. He is rusty in and out the ring, and I think he got brittle hands too. Shakur Stevenson is a young guy, may not have the experience, but he a bigger guy than him, and I think his skill set is more sharper than Gary Russell's at this point. I think he an all-around better fighter than Gary Russell. Gary Russell just throw punches. He fights still like an amateur style boxer to me. And then Shakur Stevenson out there getting training with some of the greatest in the world. He got a great team around him. That's easy. Great interviews this morning. That's all I got on my first one.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. We're going out to Atlanta Zone. Yo, them Bud fans got intrigued, changing it up. He like, first he just was like, if Thurman fights Bud, what would happen? So he ain't been getting the answer he wants. So he like, so if we had a healthy Keith Thurman, what would happen? He still ain't get the answer he wanted. So he was like, if we had a healthy Keith Thurman, the same Keith Thurman that beat Sean Porter,
I know.
What would happen?
That.
And then
he got Thurman specific.
Yo, then finally someone was like, all right, yeah, man, yeah. Cause that's the only time.
Witness.
Yeah, that's the only time you're gonna get somebody to ride with Thurman right now is till he proved that he's healthy, man. But Atlanta, what up?
Riding in the form with a form, 4 Gianos on my feet, and the paint look wet. Every corner that we been, there's another broke neck. Rolling through the city, swag game on full flex. I know you see me.
What up, champ?
Yeah, man. What's good? What's good? Yeah, I'm just changing up my interviewing style. That's the only reason I switching the wording of the question to make my point come across a little more clear. That's it. I ain't trying to lead nobody on to a certain answer, you know.
You not leading the witness?
Nah, I ain't leading the witness. I just want to be real descriptive in what I'm talking about. A healthy Keith Thurman. And to me, a healthy Keith Thurman was back with Sean Porter. It really wasn't even with when he fought Danny Garcia. So that's all I was looking for. But yeah, man, great show. Good interviews, man. And shoot, come back to me. That's all I got.
For sure, champ. I'm going to try and cook up a surprise for you on the comeback. Who we got? Trey in the Bay, Boomerang. What up?
What's up?
How are you?
J Mac got him one, boy. J Mac in love now. That girl Big Bud. I agree with Steve, man. Katie Taylor gotta knock her the fuck out if they gonna fight in the UK because Amanda gotta knock Katie Taylor ass out to get that fight, man. Because that, bruh, she lost with her last 2 fights, and she still keep getting denied. So yeah, I don't even know if she should. I guess she should fight her for the money, right? But yeah, she gonna have to splatter motherfucking Katie Taylor ass all over the UK, bro, to get that win. Gary Russell versus Shakur. Shakur kind of tall. Gary Russell got the T-Rex arms. I really don't know about that one, but I think Gary Russell got a little more experience. So I really don't know on that, and that's my call.
All right.
Real quick, you know what's weird about what Steve said? I was thinking about earlier, but I didn't bring it up to Herring. It's so weird. Like, I don't ever look at American fighters like American fighters. Like, I rarely, I just look at guys. I don't even look at UK guys as UK. I know everybody's like, oh, you're Mr. UK. I don't see it that way. I mean, maybe people think I'm, blowing smoke, but I swear. But when it comes to Herring, I get so patriotic. Like, it's like, I don't care who he's fighting. This is Rocky versus, damn, I forgot the Russian's name, but the Russian from Rocky
Drago?
IV. Drago. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what it is for me when he's fighting, just because, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's an American hero. He's a good guy. I mean, listen, that dude is every parent's, wet dream. That is the perfect kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a kid, he's a grown man, but what I'm saying is, like, you know what I'm saying? That his prestige, like, he's just a good dude for real.
Definitely, man. Let me jump out to Ruin a 504, New Orleans, Buenos Dias.
What's going on, gentlemen? Good morning. What's up?
How are you, brother?
All right. Once again, great interviews. You guys are doing good work on this side of the paywall here. As far as the main topic, Gary Russell versus Stevenson, that'd be a good fight. I mean, I wonder how realistic we would get that fight since Russell doesn't fight that much per year, but that'd be a great fight. And I wouldn't mind them setting it up. But that's my call.
All right, bro. Well, thanks for calling in. We got J-Mac Boomerang. All right, let me go to Stone Bone, Colorado. What up?
What up?
How are you, brother?
What up? Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Great interviews, man. I missed the first one, man. The main one I wanted to hear I missed, but I called him up, man. I'm glad to see him positive, man. And like I said, he impressed me in that fight, man. I'm going to see him bounce back and get him another shot. It ain't going to be against Jamel, you know what I mean? He can't win that fight, man, but he can get up there with some of those other guys at 130 and possibly get him another title shot. So, man, I'm pulling for all the brothers in every angle of this game because I'm glad that he do feel supported by Golden Boy after, you know what I mean, all of the emails and stuff that went around. You know what I mean? It's good to see that that's not blocking him from feeling welcome. So I'm glad for him. And Shakur, Gary Russell, great fight, experience versus youth. I favor probably the youth. I think Gary Russell could beat a lot of those other guys like Tank. I just think that when you're talking about fighting guys like Shakur, it ain't just a physical fight. Like a Tank is just a physical fight. It's not going to be much mental to it. Gary's going to be the smarter fighter, and he's going to be able to do those type of things. Fighting a Shakur, he's going to have to fight mind with mind and speed with speed, and he don't have the length to keep up with Shakur. So I love to see it, and hopefully it do, man. And Alicia, great interview. And these dudes, y'all need to ease up, man.
Cut it.
Yeah, I'm with you. They definitely need to ease up, man, so we can keep getting these guests back.
Real quick, I've been doing the numbers for a while, so I recognize who's new and who's not, and who are new callers that don't ever push one. That's cool. You're free to listen, no problem. But I see a couple guys. One of them just dropped off, I think. But if you're a new caller, all you got to do is push one if you want to chop it up. All right? You give us your name and where you're from, and then we let you rock. So, no reason to hesitate if you want to chop it up.
Stop playing hopscotch. Jump in, baby.
Let's do it. We're going
ain't gonna solicit
out
you.
to Kingborn, Oregon. What it do?
Morning, brothers. I just got some quick points right now, and I'm gonna stir the pot up. Right. Number one, I think that'd be a good fight between Gary Russell and Shakur. Shakur is long and tall, and Gary Russell like 5'5", so you might just put the beats on him. You know what I mean? Second of all, Alicia Baumgartner, she can't go out to if she gonna fight Katie Taylor, right? They're gonna jerk her out there. Don't do it. Fight somebody else. Don't do it. And I'm gonna stir the pot for J-Mac, JT, CYP, Trey, Eno, and the New Jacks, right? Who you think would win at 147 between Roy Jones Jr. in his prime and Floyd Mayweather in his prime at 147? Let me know, guys.
Wait, what did he say? Mayweather and who?
Mayweather versus Roy Jones Jr., both in their prime.
Mayweather.
I'm picking. Okay, wait, because see, I think of a prime Mayweather like physically, and I don't think he was as good technically back then when he was at his I think when his physicality started to diminish, he got way smarter. He was always a smart fighter, of course, but I think he got better.
The thing is, Mayweather's earlier when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was having to have to go out there and get it. Challenge all the fighters.
Well said.
He had to go get it and really put on beatings. He switched up obviously because you want to stretch out the longevity. And he's a smart dude, man. A lot of people want to talk a lot of shit about the reading and all this other dumb shit, but he's smart in the end of the day.
He's a genius, yeah.
When he said Roy Jones prime, I thought of Roy Jones with his hands behind his back.
Yeah,
but
even that.
What I'm saying, I'm just saying, the only thing I could throw out there, I'm not picking a winner. I would say good ass fight. That's it. But will it be like a too technical, one punch at a time, barely see combinations? What kind of fight would it be?
Yo, man, it's a prime Mayweather. What are you gonna say? Do me.
Nah, I don't know. Cash kind of threw me off balance, but
you were about to say Roy Jones at that time.
Cash always comes in. All right.
Yo, you did that so good the other day.
Yo, champ, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
so you're picking Floyd?
Yeah, I picked Floyd. The simple fact is that I mean, if you take him prime, like Arik said, behind the hands, behind the back, Roy Jones, it's still the styles. It's always gonna follow. I always go to the stylistically. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be Roy Jones just trying to land punches. And ain't nobody does it better than Mayweather.
That's exactly what I was saying. A prime physical Mayweather, to me, loses, but the Mayweather that we got after he started to diminish physically a little bit, I think he does beat Roy. Honestly, I think he frustrates the hell out of him.
And it goes back to what I said. You're going to see a more thinking fight. One punch at a time, barely see combinations. You might see one or two combinations throughout the whole entire fight.
Roy was fast.
Roy was fast, and so was Floyd. Floyd was fast. Floyd was fast with the defense. You know, Floyd was fast with like reflex. He was moving.
Yeah, that's a great point. He had great.
Floyd was fast. He was the first guy that made me say, like, damn, he's that good. When he was like, yo, I could see the jab before he even throws it. You know? And
he's got great slow twitch muscles.
Yeah, if that's the word, the twitch muscle.
Yeah, the slow twitch muscles are the elongated ones. They're actually more about not combustion, but like explosiveness. Fast twitch is more about like not raw power necessarily, but it's a shorter, more compact muscle.
Yeah, I thought fast twitch was explosiveness.
Yeah, it sounds like.
I think fast twitch is explosiveness.
Are you sure? Because I remember reading.
Let me get to some of these callers, champs.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Callers. Who we got here? Looking like okay, alumni caller, California. I hope it ain't raining over there no more.
Mr. Info Joe.
Tell them the truth, yo. Tell them the truth.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Tell them the truth, yo. Tell them the truth.
Hey, good morning, TBV. What up, family?
What up, Joe?
What up? Hey, man, first off, man, shout out to all the Patreons, man, for the support in this, and great questions from all the Patreons, man. Great questions, man. Shout out to the Boxing Voice, man, all the panels, all the hosts, man. Y'all putting in good work. As far as the Shakur versus all of that there. Far as Shakur versus Gary Russell, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I will give the edge to Shakur, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Russell came with the upset. What else? Hey, man, prayers in the air for everybody around the world, man. Everybody have a blessed, no stress Friday, man, and stay safe. That's all I got, champs.
Definitely. We got new call in the 818. That's Cali, right? What's that? First time caller, champ?
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, Victor. Can you guys give me that
intro,
baby? Intro?
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Yeah, man. I see you've been struggling on my last name on the Patreon questions. It's Bañuelos.
Bañuelos. Oh, Bañuelos.
Yeah, Bañuelos. You messed up my question yesterday, champ.
Oh man, yo, I'm dyslexic. What happened? What I did?
Because
where are you from?
We asked from California, Tahunga, California.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I asked Ellis, what do you think the pay-per-view numbers will do for Charlo and Andre? Not Canelo and Andre. But it was still a good answer.
My bad.
So,
my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. And just so you know, I DM'd Charlemagne the God also.
Oh, that's what's up,
call
man.
In so you guys can get that interview, man.
Oh, appreciate
I
it,
hope
man.
you guys can grow. Yeah, man, I hope this show, I've been watching it a long time, and now I can call in because, I'm in this quarantine thing. I ain't doing shit all day.
Thank you,
but yeah, man, you guys stay safe, man. And
stay
great
safe,
interviews,
man.
Great interviews. All right, likewise, guys.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. If anybody else, look, it don't cost you nothing to go to your IG and just hit him up. I mean, if he sees the same message over and over, he's got to pay attention to it, and you never know what type of level of growth that could bring. I mean, I emailed him, nothing back yet, but we'll see what happens, man. We got Cliff in New Jersey. Want to try you again? I know you're a ringer. What up?
Hey, I'm ordering a meal right now. That time was horrible.
All right, champ. I'll try you again if I can. We're gonna go to Trey in the Bay. Boomerang.
Yeah, man. Mario. Your ass be selling wolf tickets. Your ass is biased, bro. You be your ass is biased to the motherfucker, man. Hey, what's this Mayweather shit, bro? What the fuck is you talking about? He wasn't technical. He just fought different, but that boy,
I didn't say
he
that
wasn't
at
out here getting
all.
punched. He wasn't out here getting punched in the face like your face. What the fuck you talking about, man?
Trey, you misinterpreted me completely. What I said was he got even better technically as he declined. He was always a great technical fighter, bar none. But what I'm saying is he turned into a level that might be greatest of all time as his body started to come down. No, I never said he was. He was probably one of the most technical fighters of all time. No, you misunderstood me.
I was gonna say, man, you check.
Yeah, nah. I would have killed myself for that. Don't worry.
I was lying about that goddamn. You don't see the difference in them fighters, boy. As soon as we start talking about the Mexicans, you said Ryan Garcia was a bigger draw than Tank, motherfucker. Your ass long as a motherfucker, Mario.
I said Shakur and Devin are better.
Cut it.
Yo, me out, yo.
Yo,
not the first one that said that though.
Breaking news.
What's that?
Sonny Liston to face Muhammad Ali in the EWBSS semifinal.
Yeah, yo, it's picking up steam too. It's getting good views now. They got it on their YouTube channel, World Boxing Series YouTube channel.
Yeah, I like that.
Look like Frazier had to withdraw.
That was pretty cool, man. Knowing that boxing fans are like in a drought right now. That was pretty interesting.
It was, and it shows that these creators and these designers need to start paying attention because, yo, this is. I mean, people are watching that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think they would do if they had that kind of product out there? Like, anyway.
Nah, I'm with you. Did I leave someone off mute? I hear like a back.
Yeah, I hear something.
I don't know. That's Enrique, man. We got to dump Enrique. We dumping him. Where he's at? He out there talking. Let me see. We got J Mac Boomerang.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
Out here getting into it with these ignorant ass customers, not respecting my say so and stuff like that. We'll have to bring that New Orleans out, but I'm trying to stay professional. What's the dude proposed a question? He said something about, I didn't hear the whole question. I know he said my name. I didn't hear the whole question. What he said? Somebody called in and said my name about a Floyd Mayweather fight or something. I didn't hear the whole thing.
He didn't. No. He didn't say your name. He just asked if a Prime Mayweather versus a Prime.
Yeah. He said I'm gonna stir the pot to all them guys.
Oh, that's right. That's what he did.
JT. Yeah, he called you because he wants you to answer. Who do you think would win? Prime Mayweather versus Prime Roy Jones.
Oh, that's easy, man. Prime Mayweather. Shit. Roy was a reflex fighter and just dogged a lot of guys in there with his speed, and I'm assuming they're the same size and shit. Floyd was a technical.
Cut it.
Going to intrigue on the Boomerang.
Foreign whip, made overseas. The whole money bag, dead presidents. 150, 2010s. I want all of it.
I want it all.
Hey, Draco, 40 cal, 9 milli, bitch.
You just seen that.
Nah, actually, I've been seeing it, man. It just takes days for shit to click, man.
Gotcha.
Yo, until I get these guys in the same studio, I got to do hella shit back here. I hope y'all seen the story. I posted it yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it. But yeah, on that Stevenson Russell fight, man, that'll be a real good fight. If I'm putting my money on that fight, I'm betting on the young guy, man, Stevenson. But yeah, and you trying to get boots on this anytime?
Bruh, I've been trying, man, and he gave me his number, all that. We scheduled him, and, he didn't show. Then I've been texting him. I talked to him the other day. He like, yeah, we going to schedule it, man. We going to get something in. Yo, it's hard, man. I don't know what's up with these Philly fighters, man. I've been trying to get Damani Rock, too, man. I don't think they've, interviewed dudes just yet. They still new, right? Maybe I don't know, man. I'm just guessing, but I've been trying, champ. I've been trying.
That's what's up, man. We'll keep it up, man. I'll holler at y'all.
All right. That's all we can do is try, but we're going to continue to bring you the best and biggest possible names that we can right here on TBV. That looks like we got to everyone, so we're gonna go ahead and end it. My name is Ness GTO. Catch me on Instagram and Twitter at Ness GTO. Want to thank everybody that tuned in and rocked out with us. Don't forget, before I pass you to all my many co-hosts, let me give you an update on the schedule as it's happening in real time. And that's why sometimes you hear me in the background not doing nothing. We got Edgar Jasso. Very good trainer that you will be surprised how many people he's worked with. So tune in for Trainer Mondays with Edgar Jasso, a.k.a. Estrellita, and Aureliano Sosa. Aureliano Sosa, you asked for it, I got you. We're going to Tuesday morning. We got Travell Black Magic Maison. Plus Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis is the new Olympian that was supposed to go to Tokyo, and now he is going to turn professional, is the word on the street. So why not get him like we got the Earl Spencers and the Rashid Warrens and the Joseph Diaz Jr.'s and all those dudes on very early when they were still in the Olympics in London. Wednesday, speaking of Olympics and Olympians, we got Troy Isley. He's scheduled for Wednesday morning, as well as Robert Brandt, coming off of that loss where he lost his title to Ryota Marotta. Thursday, looking like we got Justin Big Time Biggs on the show, and Friday, nothing yet, but I just got a message. Actually, we might have Wednesday at 10:30, Adrian Granados, and it looks like, all right, we might have Thomas Matisse Gunnerman. Did he win his last fight? Anybody? Nobody knows. He was on Showbox.
Let me check.
It's all good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah, man. So that's it. That was my outro, giving you the schedule.
Go ahead, Alex. Yes. Go ahead, Doomy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can catch me on IG, man. Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ. You can catch me on Twitter, AlexLinusTBV. And for sure, you can check us out. We're going to be doing a boomerang back later on today. Got a few more things for us to give you guys. We appreciate our Patreons.
That's
like
right,
always,
man.
We're not chasing the views. We're chasing you now. So there it is, baby.
And Mari Mungia at Mari Mungia on Twitter, at Mari Mungia on Instagram. I appreciate all the co-hosts for being here. Appreciate all the Patreons for rocking with us and asking great questions all the time. I think it was Info Joe that said that. Big shout outs. And then shout out to our guest. Oh, you know what? Real quick, as my outro. All right. I got it all done. I'm gonna record this weekend the track that I think Ness really was hoping for. All right. So I'm gonna spit one bar. And if this is not the type of stuff, because this is what I've been putting in, I'm going to spit one bar. If this is not it, you need to tell me, because I'm not going to waste my time recording it. But if this is like more along the lines of what you wanted, then I'm going to record it probably Saturday and have it ready by Monday. All right. So this is just one bar. All right. Pay attention. Pay attention. Callers calling, trying to scare me. I will tie son and daughter up just to put you in a fury. Hit you with that ransom call like you better bring that money in a hurry. When I talk about fire, it ain't for blazing haze. So if you want some, Mexicans be saving dates, but you get in my way, you're going to get that toe tag like David Hay. So it's something like that a little bit.
Definitely.
You got that tie son up and daughter.
Hold on.
Damn.
Here you go. Now you inspired the freestylist. He always want to freestyle. Go write something, Enrique.
Hit you in a.
Oh, he want to name drop fighters, right? I got one off the top. Saddam Ali, alhamdulillah, you ain't got no balls.
What?
Nah, champ.
I ain't finished with languages you speak.
Yo, chill, B. Go write something, man. Go write something. You can't just come on here, come on. He came out with that flyness. You gonna just off the top it with the he ain't got no balls. That was the punchline.
Rating gets one glove.
Let me get this. Let me get to this counter punch before we go. Looking like
damn.
Looking like we got
Yo,
J
what's
Mac.
crazy is I was on hold for the entire show. Right when you kicked the outro, they picked up, and it was like to defer my motherfucking car payments to June 9th.
Damn.
Ooh, ballin'. We going out to Counterpunch. J Mac in New Orleans. J Mac, don't talk into the bell. Ready, steady.
I wanted to finish. First of all, Mario, I applaud you. Your little comeback, your little two shots. Like anybody seen the movie Harlem Nights, use that little motherfucker shooting that little pew pew with them little weak ass lines. And then second, like I said, I got Floyd beating what you call him. I got Bud beating a fucking Roy Jones, and I got Bud beating Floyd in his prime. I won't debate anybody on that. That's my call.
Yo, that's a on demand show right there.
Bruh, where is it? Where is it? Because I don't even want to debate, man. I just want to do one thing.
I need.
I've been really trying. Them dudes love Bud, man. I swear.
What's the relation? What's the relation with?
They related. They got to be related, bro. I ain't never seen nobody big up nobody more than the way they big up Bud. I swear.
Nah, Bud just have those kind of fans. You saw that in Mike Gross too.
But bruh, so why they don't show up to buy pay-per-views though? Like, tell me, like.
True. Because those be the scammers.
They're small, but they're loyal.
You want the super fight, but you ain't buying his pay-per-view and shit.
Yeah, those be the ones that be like, I got the stream. Let me send you the link. Those is fans.
Bruh.
Show you. Share that.
I'm Vin Diesel, man. I ain't never stream a fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't streaming no fights, bro. I can't, man. I need like official
not
quality.
After 2016, 2015, I'm done with that.
I never streamed. I never ever streamed.
I only did it because of the UK. Because we couldn't get links. Links to UK. That's the only time I really ever did it.
That was back in the day. Yeah, you're right.
Actually, I was on a job once and I was missing an Amir Khan fight. I don't remember what fight it was. And my man next to me was like, yo, we could stream that shit.
Oh yeah, that's worth crashing. If
that was a moment, but being home, nah, not streaming. I'm just hit that purchase button real quick. You know what I mean?
Hold on, we got another counter punch from J Mac.
J Mac Truck, what up?
Yo, look, hey, you could drop that weird shit and play that little tune afterwards. I'm just letting you know what it is. Real recognize real. But that dude, you just blind, stuck in your Canelo beef eating meat man days and shit like that, and whatever clouds y'all want to sit in. I call it like it is, and that's just what it is. Bud smoked them dudes, and I got confidence on it. He smoked Errol, and don't let Canelo and him get a catchweight or get close to 160. Oh my fucking goodness,
God.
That bad
Bud gonna knock out Wilder.
That bad flat feet. Oh my fucking goodness. Toodaloo. That's my call.
Is he gonna beat AJ too?
He said Toodaloo. He hit you with a Toodaloo.
Is he gonna jump up? Is he gonna jump up and beat motherfucking Wilder too? Damn,
he on the pound for pound #1. So
he did get that little Toodaloo off. I wasn't expecting that. That came out of nowhere.
Nice. That Toodaloo was like out of nowhere. Okay. What reflex was that? That was like a soft reflex twitch.
Don't forget, we're back Friday. I know Ness already gave you the.
We're back today, man. We need to get off because we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back in 7 hours, man. So we need to get off right now, man. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Join us at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. We're gonna have Robert Garcia and Abner Mares, and you never know.
The Easter egg. If you were paying attention, he might have a little surprise. He dropped that Easter egg. I caught it, but I don't know if everybody else caught it.
I mean, you never know who comes on. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? We always working. We always working.
TBV _ casual fan. TBV _ casual fan. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube and patreon.com / boxing fan apparel. Also boxingfanapparel.com. Toodaloo.
He like that Toodaloos now.
Yo, Alex, that line, like that line was dope, right? I'll tie son and daughter up just to put you in a fury. Yo, I said tie son. Yo, and wait till y'all see that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said pay attention because I was gonna come quick with it.
Yeah, that's a chat. I mean, but yo,
That's what you wanted, right?
That's what I wanted, but don't just do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Be Floyd. That's a challenge to all these other bums that it took them. They ain't even try. At least Stainless tried. I mean, look, it's mad people that call themselves a rapper and listen to this show. And today's the day. Today's the day. We kind of soft chord. Exactly. We kind of soft chord Friday freestyle.
Write it down.
Oh, my bad. So I must sound like a clown.
Freestyle. So you talking about Friday? Write it down.
Look, you ain't even know how to improvise. I hit you with the. I hit him with the half bar right there. Yeah, we still on there.
Oh, okay, my bad.
This TBV overtime right here. TBV overtime, man. I told you, we're not chasing views. We chasing you. Plus, I'm still scheduling this new interview. I just got us down with Thomas Gunnerman Matisse. We're going to have him on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 2nd, 10 a.m. He's going to be on. So, yeah, man, we filling up the schedule, man.
Damn, man, I'm feeling kind of sloppy right now. I just
Bro, you just had a bowl of Lucky Charms.
Bro, I seen you eating that airplane bowl of cereal. That was like an airplane bowl.
Bro, them marshmallows and them carrots are just like
bowl. That was a kiddie bowl.
War with you in your stomach.
I don't know. It was like my body was craving. I didn't even tell you I had a avocado toast with truffle oil and paprika on top.
Okay, that sounds good. your carrot soup doesn't sound very good. It's probably something my wife would like, but yeah, that sounds good as hell. Carrot ginger. I'm sorry, carrot ginger.
Creamy soup, or what are we looking at here?
Well, I'm still vegan, but it's very thick and rich.
He vegan, so his soup is just one big ass carrot in there. He's just with a spoon.
You still vegan, right? Vegetarian.
I'm still vegan, but I had a porterhouse on Saturday.
Yo, that's what I be trying to do to do me. I be trying to do that to do me.
Though, right? Not like animal stuff.
Nah, I ain't into animals living like that. If you gotta eat them, you gotta eat them. But
it's a health thing for you.
I ain't disrespecting the animal.
No, of course not. But for you, it's a health choice, right? For veganism.
Yeah. I've just switched diets all the time, man. I'm around food, and I'm like, and I options.
Enrique, I almost tried it because you weren't around at this time. This is years back. We had Timothy Bradley on, and he had just went vegan he had been vegan for a couple fights, and we had him on. We talked to him. I had asked him if it was cool if like I had emailed him some questions and stuff. Yo, I still have his emails. The stuff he told me about what happened to his mind and his body with training. He was like, yo, people were like, you're gonna lose muscle. He was like, hell no. It was the complete opposite. He convinced me right then and there to try to be a vegan, but I lived with my parents at the time, and they just made barbecue way too like 3 to 5 times a week. I'm not even joking. Fajitas, ribs, chicken. You know what I'm saying? So it was like there's no way I could do it.
Right?
I mean, I could have if I had that willpower, but
man, I've been vegetarian 1.5 years already. No meat.
Yeah, you're the man too, man. Y'all make me feel so bad about myself.
And I ain't gonna lie. Every now and then, like because my lady, she still eats meat, so it's like she had some tacos yesterday, and I was just like, damn. I wonder what that tastes like.
You still get that?
Yeah, hold on, but like just because I'm hungry at the time, right?
I feel you.
I'm getting my stuff ready, but then I just start eating my stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't need meat.
Yeah.
Wow. That might be the answer then. Maybe I just stuff stuff down my throat. You know what I'm saying? See if the hunger goes away.
Yeah. All you gotta do is just look. If you don't want to quit totally, just ease up on it.
Yo, I said I was craving a piece of steak, and I got gifted a long time ago a $250 Root Chris Steakhouse card.
Oh, nice. I love Root Chris.
Yeah, so I just said, yo, you guys are open? Boom, here's my order. And I went in and picked it up. That was some asparagus. Shit was 40 ounces of steak.
Yo, and you don't...
Oh, I'm not on the main board. I gotta go to the main board. Yo, hopefully I'll be getting this new computer. I ain't gotta see this freaking beach ball. I mean, yesterday we announced we had dropped down to like 334. You know, we lost some folks.
337.
Okay, we lost. Okay, so
no, 334. Yeah, from 337 to 334.
I know we dropped down, but we back at 339. We going hard, baby. We back at 339. We want to see 40. Can I see 40? Can I see 40? 340, 340, 340 going once, 340 going. All right, next time. It's all good. But yeah, man, we back at 339 Patreons. You know what I mean? So out of those 339, I want everybody to know that only 120 are on the $15 level. So, you know, we haven't reached our goal of at least that 300 or 500 to be on the $15 level, so that, you know, everything is working out properly around here. But we're on our way. We got 120, you know what I mean? So we just got to keep on chugging away and keep on giving you guys the best content possible. And hopefully you guys can keep spreading the word and helping us grow. I'm going to definitely jump in with these guys and interrupt them and cut up out of here. I got to eat. It's already lunchtime. I fast every day.
Have a meeting?
I fast every day. That's how I stay strong. No, we definitely going to do that. But yeah, man, so I just wanted to say bye on an executive call, because these guys will give you an untitled episode right now. That's what they're trying to do.
Adios, first born.
Peace.
Definitely untitled.
Peace. Toodaloo.